What's up, y'all, man? This is He Knows Everything. You guys know the deal. You see the terminology. It says that heat and that fire. Got my boy Tom Ross TV in the building, looking all fresh, dappered up. Clearly, he's about to get into some shit. Tom Ross, what's up, man? Talk to the people.
So, man, it's Tom Ross TV here to separate the weak from the strong. Definitely make sure you donate to motivate. Let's get right into it.
That's it. Like we say, donate to motivate. So hopefully you motherfuckers understand that shit. You come in this bitch, donate to motivate. Now let's get on to it, man. The topic of the discussion today is Kanye West's assortment and choices of women. See, this is what men have to understand. You cannot judge a man based on their choice and their assortment of how they choose to pick the women that they want to pick. Kanye West likes women that are a little bit artificial, a little bit more enhanced, a little bit more on the augmented side. This is how his eyes view things. There are a lot of fucking men that are like that. I don't care about fake asses. I don't care about fake fucking titties. I want a natural piece of ass, a natural piece of titty. I'm gonna tell you what I like. I like a
Mhm.
motherfucker when they take their bra off. I want to see the titties droop. I love that shit. I love when the titties could just go blug blug blug. They bitches could fall. That's
Right,
natural to me. That's natural
right.
evolution.
Right. I don't want it to do too crazy where the
Mhm.
chest is flat right here, but I do want it to be natural. A
Mhm.
titties that sit up like this, and it's not natural, man.
But here's
You
the
can't
thing:
breathe a titty like this.
big fucking titties sometimes gonna hit the knees. It is what it is.
Right.
These women be having big fucking titties. Them shit's gonna hit the knees. It is what it is. You can't
Right.
stop. You can't stop Mother Nature, man. The
Mm-hmm.
motherfucker take the bra off. This is for guys that know this. If you're always around a woman, you know this. Once that bra come off, do you see them get to their hand? They get their hand. They start doing this shit. They start holding. That means the shit heavy because they know
Mm-hmm.
that drop coming. So they'll start holding it. Sometimes you probably want to hold it with your damn mouth. It is what it is. It's natural evolution.
Right.
And then you got women that have big asses. The natural big ass, as they age, what happens is it droops a little bit, it falls a little bit, it goes
Mm-hmm.
down a little bit. That's natural evolution. That's natural progression. These things happen from decades after decades after decades. It is what the fuck it is.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I like. Kanye West don't like that. Kanye West want to see a little bit of augmentation. He want to see a little bit of fillers. That's what turns him on. And who am I to tell Kanye West that he cannot have that? Who am I to tell Kanye West that that is not what he should be susceptible to? That's what he likes. And there's a lot of you motherfuckers out there
They
that
like it
like
too.
that same shit.
They like it too. They come
Yes.
on, they'll come on social media and be like, Kanye, he's not with a natural sister with a fro. You go to their Facebook, they never been with a natural sister with a fro.
Exactly.
So why Kanye should do some shit you not doing?
Exactly.
It don't make sense. Kanye don't like black women. That's a lie. Kanye was dating a black woman just 2-3 months ago before
Yep.
Julia Fox. That's the
Yep.
first woman he dated after Kim was a black woman.
Yep.
Then he had two black fiancées before he got with Amber Rose.
Mm-hmm.
The shit didn't work out, man. And I'm gonna give y'all a personal story. I'm gonna start sharing. I got so many stories. I've been a hood nigga. I've been a sailor.
Hey,
I
get to
I
it.
I did a stint in some adult shit, adult
Mm-hmm.
entertainment for a little bit. I got stories like a motherfucker, but I'll tell you this much right here.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of black men are not getting with other races because they hate black women.
Yep.
I dated a Japanese woman to whom for the first 3 months I didn't know English. I didn't know English. I ain't know Japanese. She ain't know English.
She made you not know English, bro.
Yeah, yeah. I ain't know Japanese. She ain't know English.
Mm-hmm.
We were communicating through body language, through eye contact, and
Mm-hmm.
like motions, and through like Google Translate for a minute till we started
Mm-hmm.
communicating each other's language. But I fell in love with her not because she was Japanese, but the way she treated me.
Mm-hmm.
The way she treated me. You know what I'm saying? It
Mm-hmm.
had nothing to do. I never made a post like, man, Japanese women are so much better than black bitches. I don't even think that way.
Yep.
It had nothing to do with black women
Yep.
when I started dating her. That shit happened. I wasn't me. I don't stop good things happening to me because it's not the way I planned it.
Exactly.
I don't plan my life. God planned my life.
You
I
roll with
think
that shit.
I think I got plans.
Yep.
Shit go left because that ain't where God wants you to go. He wants you to go this way.
Exactly.
He wants you to go that way. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You got to go
Mm-hmm.
through all these things to become who you are sitting where you at right now. Listen to this power.
Exactly.
Listen to the power and sound of my voice. You have to go through all that shit to get to where you sitting at right now to hear
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yep.
So, all that being said, can always automatically assume somebody's with a race not their own because they hate their own.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be honest. How many women, how many black women are there out there who could be with someone like Kanye West, who is fully activated all the time on his passion? Some of
Exactly.
y'all got black women that can't even handle y'all 9 to 5.
True.
They
You
can't handle
always
it.
working all the time.
They're
Who?
always crying. They always tell
Yep.
you you're always working.
And
They
who
always
that hoe you fucking with? Who that bitch you messing with? I'll beat your ass.
right, exactly. Or some of them take a step farther and fuck other niggas because you're not at home.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of sisters is like that. So how many women could actually handle that and not want to be in the spotlight and take over?
Yep.
That's the thing. There's some celebrity women who can deal with that because they've been busy, but they will want to be bigger than Kanye.
Yep.
They
But
won't be.
even then, when they deal with it, Ross, they still want when they're open and available, they want you to be open and available too.
They don't work that way.
It don't fucking work that way.
So how many black women do you know could actually deal with a nigga who you only get him on his time?
Exactly.
Most black women, most niggas, they won't admit this. When they deal with black women, they on that woman's time.
Facts.
There's very few alphas like myself. He knows sports.
Mm-hmm.
Very few men whom we have to make time for you.
Yep.
Our priorities and our come first.
Yep.
Not
And they
that we don't
complain.
fuck.
You always on YouTube. You
Right, right,
always this. You always that.
it's not that we don't fuck with you, not that we don't love you, but
Mm-hmm.
our love for you don't pay our bills.
Exactly.
And women don't offer to pay a nigga's bills. And when they do pay a nigga's bills, he's a goofy.
Mm-hmm.
He's a lame. This
Mm-hmm.
nigga ain't shit. I cheat
Mm-hmm.
on him. When a woman
Mm-hmm.
paying your bills, she fucking somebody else, man.
That's
Nine
where
times
they
out of
going to gossip that shit at the hair salon. They ain't gonna tell
what?
you. They gonna tell
Or
their
she gonna
homegirl.
tell the nigga who blowing her back out. Like I be
Exactly.
paying that nigga bills and he pounding your girl shit.
Yep.
Tell my man, pay for my shit too.
Yeah. So while you at it, suck this shit up even harder.
Right. Exactly.
I ain't trying to hear that shit. And then the nigga, I ain't trying to hear that shit. You here for one thing and one thing only.
Right. So I hate to be cruel with this, but how many black women could step in, be the support Kanye West needs, not need none of the spotlight, and be there for him?
Yep.
Not many. They either gonna be a hindrance to what he got going on, or they're gonna try to take over. And this is the
Fact.
reason why even some of the white bitches he cast to the side, 'cause either they become a hindrance or they want to take over. So it's
Yep.
all and not just black women, just Americanized women and begin. Period. So we can't just say, "Oh, he's not with black women, so that means he hate black women."
Yep.
That's not the case at all, man. Or he hate his mother. He obviously didn't hate his mother, because that's another myth they say. If you date a woman other than black, you hate your mom.
You know, if he hated his mother, why would he have Donda and Donda too?
Not even that. We know from history how he dealt with his
Mm-hmm.
mother. He hated his mother.
Yep.
So we know that ain't true. The fact is,
Yep.
no one wants to take personal accountability. No one want to take that. They don't want to take that. They don't want
Yep.
to look at the common sense of it. Of yeah, let's say if Kanye West wanted to date me, would I be able to deal with him?
Exactly.
Majority of women won't be able to deal with that. So
No,
you
because
can't say it.
they'll say he's crazy.
You'll say he's crazy. So if you think
Mm-hmm.
he's crazy, if all the whole population community of y'all think he's crazy, why the fuck would he be with y'all?
Yeah.
You don't understand his genius, so he ain't gonna force himself to be with you just because you black.
Exactly. And I'm glad you said that because on the flip note, there's also the situation with women that feel that they owe you a fucking favor because they're in a relationship with you. Just because they got titties and they got a fucking ass, you should be happy. And whenever they decide to open up their legs or spread their legs, you should be fine. Listen, the biggest and most important thing in a relationship is intimacy.
Yeah.
And if you with somebody in a relationship, legs have to be spread. Penetration has to happen. That's the most important fucking thing. Everything else is secondary to that.
And you're not doing me no favors because we're having sex together. You ain't doing
Exactly.
me no favors. You supposed to do that. That's your fucking duty. You know what I'm
That's the
saying?
number one duty. That's biblical.
Right.
You know,
That's your
like
duty. You ain't doing me no favors.
if you want to ensure that the man is not going to be tempted to go other places, then your body does not belong to you, just like his body does not belong to him. I mean, that's
Right.
scriptural. That's what it says. At least that's the way that I interpret it. But
Right.
you meet people, they'll tell you, no, my body belong to me, and I'm gonna do whatever. And now you cutting against the grain. Now you going against what is right.
Yeah. And then that's how you. And now you single too.
Exactly.
You do what you want to do. Your
Yeah.
body belongs to you. I'm a,
Hmm.
I don't care what you think about my hair. I'm gonna wear my hair the way I want to wear it. I don't
Yep.
care what you think about my body. I'm gonna wear
Yep.
this. I don't care what. Then you by yourself.
Yeah.
You did everything to please yourself. Now
Yep.
you're by yourself.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Yep. This whole ideology, false ideology of, oh, you only have so much time and you go explore. These men that you're constantly going out there and exploring, they're not respecting you because in their mind, they're looking at it like, well, damn, you had a great situation with this motherfucker. I'm sure the shit probably wasn't perfect or whatever, but you left that so that you can just go back out and do what you were doing originally, playing the field. Your value goes down. Your value is high because the reason why all these men want you, newsflash women, is because you're in a relationship with somebody else and they value that. They want that. People want what they can't have. Let me say it again.
Okay.
People want what they can't have. And then you go and get out of that situation because you feel you have only so much time left. You're no longer having that same level of value. You may think that you do intrinsically and extrinsically, but it's not the same. And
It's
the
not.
guys that are looking at you are not thinking that anymore because they're looking at you like, well, you're giving me an opportunity for me to smash. You're giving me an opportunity for me to get in, but they're not valuing you the same because they're like, well, shit, this is why you were looked in rarefied air. See, the way that a woman is viewed versus the way that a man is viewed is different. The way that a man is viewed is based on his social status, based on the fact that he is the guy that he says that he is. He commands, he's on his purpose, he's doing what he's supposed to, and he's focused. He's locked in on whatever it is he's doing. This is how a man is viewed and respected. The way that a woman is viewed and respected, they're not viewed and respected that way. That's why you see some of these women that are so career driven, business oriented, they don't get that same value because nobody's looking at you for that. What they're looking at you as and valuing you is your virtue. The fact that you can be that woman that's with that guy and you're not sitting here being with all of these other guys. That is what makes other men like, damn, what is it about her that she's just this dude makes sure that he holds her as a treasure. She's locked away. That's what
Mhm.
makes you look special. That's what intrigues the mind. It intrigues the psychology of other men. But then when you lose that and you get out of that situation, you lose that luster. And then Chris Brown, that grass ain't greener on the other side.
Right.
Ooh, yeah. Where do you think that fucking song came from?
Right.
That grass ain't greener on the other side. Ooh, yeah, that's what the fuck he's talking about. The grass is not greener on the other fucking side. But you know, it's already too late at that point. Then you end up becoming like the Nicole Murphys, the Lisa Rays of the world. You become in your 40s. Yes, you are attractive, but you no longer have the same luster, and now you're by yourself.
The biggest reason why, first of all, there's a topic to the live stream. Any comments not on the topic to the live stream will be ignored, man.
That's it.
Respect the platform. But the biggest reason why I believe Kanye West, because Kanye West left Kim Kardashian way before they was even talking about divorce. He lived in Wyoming.
Yep.
She's still in California. That whole time he's in Wyoming doing all them parties and listening, that whole year and a half, he was not living under the same roof with her. She was
Exactly.
bringing the kids to come see him. But that happened when she wasn't fully on board and she didn't follow his lead. She wasn't supportive of him
Yep.
if it didn't go with her agenda or it didn't go the mainstream status quo. Whether she agreed with him or not, she's his wife. She should have supported him during his president tour. That's
Yep.
his wife. She wasn't there because she didn't
Yep.
agree with him.
Yep.
She didn't agree. She didn't agree with him. Wanted to control his daughters being on TikTok and not wearing makeup.
Yep.
She openly disobeyed that.
Exactly.
And then people like, well, he should have. He has to compromise, and no, the fuck he don't. He's a man of this relationship. If he say,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want my daughters on fucking TikTok and makeup, that's it.
That's it.
The reason why a lot of black women, and I'm gonna be very blunt with that, and the black men in the black community don't understand that because they didn't have any men in their house.
Yep.
What their mother said went. So you
Yep.
didn't have a man saying, "Man, I don't give a fuck what you said. My son ain't wearing no dress."
Mm-hmm.
He's 8 years old. We're getting him a haircut.
Yep.
No, y'all niggas wore y'all long ass hair to y'all grown ass men, and you put it up in a bun like your mother put her own hair up in a bun. You would not
Exactly.
be having colored tips of your hair in a bun on top of your head like a woman who had a man in your house.
Exactly.
Because he would have cut that fucking hair no matter what. My
Yep.
uncle took me in to get my first haircut. He didn't ask my mother.
Mm-hmm.
He took me when I came back. My shit was chopped up. My mother was like, "Who told
Yep.
you to cut his hair?" He said, "Man, I don't got to ask you permission to take my nephew to get his haircut."
Yep.
They said, "That's my son." He said, "All right, I'll do it for whose son it is."
Mm-hmm.
He needed his haircut, so I got his haircut.
Yep.
I give a fuck what you got to say.
Yep.
And, she was mad, and he ain't give a fuck. That's
Yep.
why I realized then, like five. This happened when I was like 5 or 6. I realized, yo, it's okay for women to be mad at you.
Yep.
It's not bad. It's okay. You don't have to feel like you got to make something up to them.
Yep.
If you stand on your principle, she get mad. So what? Fuck if she's mad or not.
Yep.
If you do something out the way to hurt her feelings, you got to make up for that. But if you're just standing on your truth and she gets mad, oh well.
Yep.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? So a lot of y'all, I said to say this, a lot of y'all didn't have men in your life. And if you did have men, they had weak backbones. They didn't stand up.
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking at Kanye like something wrong with this nigga for laying down law.
Yep.
Or you say the callous way of, well, he knew he was dating a woman who had sex on camera,
Mm-hmm.
so he deserves this. That don't make no sense.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how many women I had sex with on camera?
Hmm.
And I wasn't always the ethical dude that, oh, I'm not gonna put this out or what. I used to
Mm-hmm.
do goofy shit and this video
Mm-hmm.
out, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Do that means because she got fucked by me on camera that she shouldn't be respected and nobody should ever marry her?
Hmm.
And nobody. The only reason why this is a big deal because she's famous. A lot of the women y'all date been fucked on somebody's phone, man. You don't know it.
That's
Some of
true.
them, if you watch enough independent X videos, you might run across one of the bitches you was dating.
Mm-hmm. And with the evolution of social media, that shit went to Skype, and then now Snapchat, and
Yeah.
all of these other forums, man. So come on, you
Yeah,
got
come on,
OnlyFans. Come on.
people are very judgmental when it's not them. That
Exactly.
how you could drag them out of that. Just put them in scenarios where they have to input themselves.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And
Yeah,
watch them fidget, watch them stumble, watch them
right.
stutter to try to figure out what to say.
What to say, like, bro? So if you sexually active,
Mm-hmm.
if you was a nigga in high school, or you was like me, already having sex with adult women while you was in high
Mm-hmm.
school,
Mm-hmm.
you don't fuck women who was fucking everybody.
Yeah.
A lot of times y'all niggas knew y'all was
Yeah.
fucking a bitch who was fucking everybody. You just was horny.
Yep.
But all of a sudden, Kanye goofy. A lot of us fuck we call them bust down. We fuck the bust down
Mhm.
before. A thought. A woman,
Yeah.
a girl that was out there. And,
Yeah.
if you had a mindset like me, I never judged them because I was out there. So
Yeah.
I never called a bitch a thought after I fucked her because I
Yeah.
was out there. I was like, man, she getting hers and I'm getting mine. Fuck it. She ain't my
Yeah.
girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? You done did that. You done fucked the girl that was coming off a rebound, that
Mhm.
was still in a relationship but on a break. You done did that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some of y'all, you done
Yep.
got played. You done walked in on the girl you like kissing or fucking a nigga,
Mhm.
and then you felt some type of way about it, and you had to
Yeah.
hold, you had to hold that shit. You had to hold serve and not say nothing like preach when he found Coach Cheese
Yeah.
kissing on the girl he liked in Cooley High. That was
Yeah.
his best friend, but
Yeah.
that was the girl he liked,
Yeah.
and he had to live with that. Like,
Yeah.
damn, this nigga get all the girls. Why he got to get the girl that I like?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These things happen to real people. People,
Mhm.
people become less humanized when you dehumanize somebody else. You become less
Exactly.
human. Now all of a sudden, oh, he chose the wrong girl, so he deserves everything that's happened to him. Now,
Mhm.
okay, your mother chose the wrong man, so you deserve not having no father. You
Yep.
deserve getting your ass kicked by the niggas you choose because you don't understand men. So that means you
Yep.
deserve all that because your mother
Yep.
made a mistake
Yep.
and chose a nigga who ran out on you. Like, no,
Mhm.
man. All because she got smashed by Ray J don't mean she don't have to be no wife now. It don't
Exactly.
mean she don't have to be no mother. She a mother now.
Yep.
She has to be responsible with those kids. Those kids can't be on TikTok.
Yep.
It don't matter because that's giving her an excuse to do whatever she wants.
Mhm.
And somehow Kanye's responsible for the lack of a mother she is because he like no man. No matter
That
who
has
you
nothing to do with him. It has nothing to do with him. And
are,
it's interesting. Ross said that since high school. Me, my situation, because I told him that my situation was different. I had opportunities. I just was afraid. Yeah,
right.
I'll be honest with you. I was a fucking virgin. I had this Cuban girl. I went to school in Miami Beach. Richie Rich knows this. I had this Cuban girl. She was like the third best looking girl in the school. That girl, that was the only time I was ever intimidated by a woman. I was 15 years old at the time. She was 16. That girl intimidated the fuck out of me, man. Like I used to go and try
That's
to.
how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be naturally. You had a regular, a young adulthood in high school. You're supposed to go through that.
Yep.
I didn't go through that because of shit that happened to me early on in my life that
Yeah.
took that away, took that innocence away from me.
Yeah. Your
But,
experiences were different. Like
but
she,
you're supposed to go through that.
I used to be different than the other guys in the school because every time, and that's what always gravitated women towards me. I'm just different. I'm cut different. I always was viewed as a renaissance man to women, right? So all of these guys, they always had their pants out, their shirts out, they were, wearing baggy. My dad taught us, hey man, you got to dress to impress.
Where
So I
clothes
would
that
have my
fit you.
shirt in my pants. I have it
Yeah.
tucked in. And every time I go and sharpen the pencil, because I always get called up by the teacher, I'd be considered the nerd because I'm always giving the right answer or whatever. She thought that was sexy. She thought it was cool.
Right.
So I would get up and have my shirt in my pants, and she would just grab my butt. She was like, "You have such a nice butt."
Yeah.
That shit intimidated the fuck out of me. I was like, "What the fuck? The
Right.
fuck?"
Because you thought she was too aggressive.
Yeah, I thought she was too aggressive. I go and sharpen my pencil. I'll be blushing like a motherfucker. I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with this girl?" But
Nothing.
that was her way. That was her way of like, "Yo, if only you fucking know."
Yeah, I like you. She was waiting for you to make
Exactly.
the move. Yeah.
The funny part about it, I never made the move on her because I was a scary motherfucker. See, people know this. He knows. They know this version of me. I wasn't always like that, man. That came through evolution. That
Right.
obviously I went through high school. I never messed with her or whatever. She kissed me on the lips. She kissed me on the cheek. I mean, I had all of these dudes like, "Yo, what the fuck you doing, man? You supposed to be already da 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 da." And I remember her name. Her name was Karen. I mean, this Cuban girl was woof. Like, I can't even fucking describe the shit, man. That motherfucker was bad. But anyways, after that whole experience with high school, then I go into the military and I lose my virginity at 19 years old. That's
Right.
late for men. But you best believe when I lost my shit at 19,
But
I more than
that's around the time you should really be losing your
Mhm.
virginity.
You best
But
believe when I lost my shit at 19, I more than made up for motherfuckers that say they lost their shit at 11, 10. I more than made up.
a lot
You
of them
best
niggas
believe that
didn't
shit.
lose until 11 and 10. A lot of them niggas was molested.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they choose to reframe it like they was
Yeah.
in there fucking, they was in there getting taken advantage of.
Yeah. So let's make the number 13, 14. I think that's more
Yeah,
respectable.
yeah, because the shit that happened before I was, I think I
Mm-hmm.
was 14, 15,
Mm-hmm.
one of those ages when I lost it. All
Mm-hmm.
the shit that happened before, I don't even count that because by textbook definition,
Mm-hmm.
that was molestation.
And yeah, you're absolutely right about
You
that.
know what I'm saying? So I don't even had to come to an adult and say, bro. No, a girl told me, she was like, "You're
Mm-hmm.
11 years old, and what did what the who?"
Yeah.
And she was like, "No, you was violated."
Yeah.
I had to sit back and be like,
Yeah.
"Yo, I've been framing it this way
Mm-hmm.
to take the power back,
Mm-hmm.
but in reality, I was innocent. I ain't know nothing about nothing. I was violated."
Yeah.
So think about it, they
Every
lost.
sexual experience,
Yeah, you. Yeah, you was
every
violated.
sexual experience for me is like a blur. I'm gonna be honest with you because it's been so much. But you have the ones that you remember, and I'm glad Ross said that because I have the ones that I remember. Like the first one, I remember that because
All the
the
ones that mean
reaction.
something to me, I remember. All the ones
Yes.
who, if I love that person, I remember
Hmm.
every time we had sex.
And that first one I remember because three funny things happened. I didn't realize that I could shoot that high, but when it was time for me to bust, my nut hit the ceiling. I didn't realize that was possible.
Yeah, because you were 19 years old. You probably was lightheaded too.
I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what the fuck is this feeling? What the fuck is this?
You probably slept like a baby too.
Yes. It was funny as hell when that shit happened. It was actually a surreal moment when that actually happened. And even she was laughing because she could tell, obviously, she was more experienced than me. She could tell that, okay, this guy's wet behind the fucking ears. And she took that as like her baby project and was like, "No, we're going to wear you in real quick. We're gonna make sure that you no longer have this issue." And that shit ended fast. You know what I'm saying? In terms of that whole new feeling, but I can not undo
No,
that
no,
new
no,
feeling
no,
in
no.
my mind.
I know exactly what you're trying to hit around, but you're not
Hmm.
saying, nigga. You nutted fast, nigga.
Yes, yes, I was gonna say that.
Yeah,
I nutted within 5 minutes, and the shit hit the
yeah.
ceiling, man. And it was like, what the fuck is this? But you got to understand, that's the first time,
It was the
and
first
you're
time.
going through all of these
Any nigga
hormones, and
said
you're
that.
going through all this rage.
Any nigga said they tore the pussy up on the first time is a liar.
Mm-mm.
Nigga.
They lying.
You
They
nutted
lying their
fast,
ass off.
nigga.
They lying.
Nigga, Shorty said I had her cross-eyed because she was riding me
Mm-hmm.
on the toilet. And then she was like, I knew he was getting ready to nut because you started going cross-eyed. That shit felt that shit felt so good. Cause I asked her how
Uh-huh.
you was getting ready to nut, and she
Mm-hmm.
said you started throbbing and you started going cross-eyed. So you had got
Yeah.
up, and then cause you know what I mean, and then that I was like in a trance. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the difference when you do something when you were a little kid than when you do something and you were like a full body like woman, thick as
Mm-hmm.
she a young woman, she's thick as hell. Blah blah blah. It's a different feeling. And then she not no virgin. She know what she's doing. To
Yeah.
me, she putting me under like a spell. I was fucked up. You
Yeah.
know
It
what
was an out of body experience, and then she did this shit like this.
I'm saying?
I didn't know what the fuck that shit was. So I slapped her hand. I'm like, what the fuck you doing, man? That it didn't feel cool. But that meant she wanted to fuck.
Yeah. Right. Are
Of course, I didn't know what
you
the
talking
fuck
about she
that was.
grabbed your hand and did that?
Yeah, she grabbed my hand and did that. And she did
Yeah.
that a lot. That was right before the first time happened. She did that a lot. I was like, what the fuck? And then
You ain't know what it meant.
one of these dudes pulled me to the side. I was like, yo, she wanna fuck, man. I didn't know what that shit meant. I did not know. I was like new to this shit. This was like foreign. It was like, why the fuck she keep grabbing my hand? I thought it was homophobic for her to do that. Like, cause I didn't have no experience. So it was a surreal thing. It was just weird. But with time, evolution, and with just going through the experiences with her, I learned. But that same chick, that was also the same motherfucker that did my ass up, boy. She was from Alabama. That shit was funny as hell. I'll tell that story over and over again because she was already experienced. And this is the thing. I lost my virginity to her, so I was wet behind the fucking ears. I was like, man, this feeling felt good. I don't want to stop this feeling. So I remember leaving my parents' crib early from Miami They don't know that. If they watching now they fucking know. Because they were wondering why I was leaving 2 weeks early. I left 2 weeks early, got on the fucking Greyhound, and was like, nah, I gotta get back up in that shit, boy. When I got to Alabama, this is when I learned this is when I learned the darkness of women, man. I got there, she had me like staying at a fucking hotel, and she paid for the shit, right? She was like, no, I got you. I thought I was gonna be staying at her house. Nah,
Nah,
she
she
had me at a
married.
hotel.
She
Come to
married.
find
And she
out,
got a boyfriend.
yeah, come to find out, when I went to the mall, I was hanging out with her, whatever. I'm like, what all these? I see all these dudes. Hey, what's up, shorty? What's up, shorty? Da, 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 da. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, she was fucking
And
with him.
that was making me feel some type of way because I was like, hold up, I thought this motherfucker's supposed to be exclusive with me. Nah,
Nah.
hell no. One dude came up, gave her a hug, grabbed on the ass. Man, I
Right in front of you.
levitated this motherfucker, dog. I levitate because my natural reaction is to levitate you. I
Yeah.
levitated this motherfucker. This motherfucker was like, and next thing you know, I'm surrounded by 12 dudes. Dude
In a
already
fight.
got levitated. Dude
Right.
already got smashed. My hand smashed him to the damn floor. Because to me, that's a disrespect. You don't just touch
Yeah.
nobody's woman, right?
Right,
So
right. Little do you know
why
that
have
was
my
your
hand?
woman.
Why have my hand on his head? I look up. It's like 12 motherfuckers surrounding me, and they loaded, bruh. They strapped.
Yeah.
Like, yo, what's up? What you gonna do? This shit happened at the mall. And then I looked at her, and that's when two and two came together, and I was like, oh. So that's why she had me at the hotel. And this is the
Right.
funny part about it. When she had me at the hotel, I didn't have a car, I didn't have a ride, I didn't have no means.
Right. Right.
He had to come and pick me up. She had to come and take me. So I was limited as fuck
Right.
on how to get around and shit like that. So I was basically dependent upon her.
If your mind was right and you had already been through that shit, then you could have took it as what it was, but you was
Mm-hmm.
under the impression that this was your woman and not this is somebody you're having a
Exactly.
good time with.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the
So
thing.
I learned from that experience. That experience was like the best schoolmaster and the best teacher experience because so many years later, she actually linked up with me and saw me on social media or whatever. Man, she was like, man, she saw like the way that I was and how many women I had with whatever. She was like, wow, you just like turned 180. You become this different kind of guy, whatever. And you know what I told her? And I thought that was like the most humbling thing to tell anyone. I said, you made me like that. I said that experience I went through with your ass. I said I'm never gonna experience that shit again. Because that's the thing with me. I'm an honest motherfucker. I told her straight up, the way you treated me in that situation, because I'm not even done telling the fucking story. This woman did me fucking dirty, bro.
Right.
Like, not only did she do all of that, she started acting brand new around
Right.
the other niggas she was messing with. She was acting like she didn't fucking know me. And then towards like the last few days when I was getting ready to go to AIT in Virginia, she dropped me out at the Greyhound. And then she made a big spectacle at the Greyhound, like, I don't even know this fuck nigga, man. I don't even know this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? He's acting like
Why the fuck
we
you
were
drop me off
together
then?
and we weren't fucking together. Da 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 da. She left me at the Greyhound. I had no money. I had nothing. I didn't know how to get around because I spent all my money going to where she was at. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So now I had to call my peeps and was like, yo, I need you I
Right.
need you to send me some money or whatever because I ain't got no money or whatever, right? And they're wondering what the fuck. Why don't you have money? I thought you was already at AIT. I told them some bullshit lie. Hey, they had rerouted me. They sent because it was embarrassing. I
Right.
was like,
Right.
they rerouted me and sent me somewhere else. How could I tell them what the fuck happened? Like that
Right.
was shit
Right.
was
Right.
embarrassing.
Right. Right. Well, at that age, you definitely wasn't going to be vulnerable like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then once I told them the story or whatever, once I told them whatever story I think they knew it was probably bullshit, but they sent me the money or whatever. Then I got on the Greyhound and I took my ass to Virginia. Then when I got to AIT, the whole time I was wondering, I was scratching my head like, what the fuck? And then I did something. This is like a Haitian Creole thing that we do. You know what I'm saying? Haitians do this. Mete kwasu bushu out there. I took my mouth. on the dirty ass fucking Greyhound bus. I got on my knees and I did like a cross shape with my mouth. I said that shit will never fucking happen to me again. Never. I ain't letting this shit happen to me again. I didn't care how dirty the mouth was, and I didn't care how dirty the floor was. And as a matter of fact, I think my mouth touched some dirty ass gum on the floor. I didn't give a fuck. In that
Right,
moment, I just said, "This shit ain't never fucking happened to me again. Fuck
right,
this shit. I don't like this feeling." Because when she
right.
dropped me off at the Greyhound, that motherfucker slapped the shit out of me. I mean, she slapped me so hard, she slapped me straight. It was an embarrassing feeling, bro. Like I went from
She dropped you at the Greyhound that day when you got into it with them
she
niggas.
dropped me off at the Greyhound that day. She thought she was doing me a favor doing that. She said, "You lucky I dropped. I could have just left you at the hotel. You take a cab. That cab would have been like over $100." She said,
Yeah,
I was doing you a favor by dropping you off at the Greyhound." Then at that time I'm mad, so I'm like I'm in my emotions or whatever, right? I don't know how to control my emotions, so I'm in my emotions like, what the fuck? Why the fuck you didn't tell me you was with all these motherfuckers? Da, 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 da. And then she said, "Motherfucker, you get out of my car." I was like, okay. And then she said, "If you don't get out of my car, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna call the cops or some shit like that." So I didn't want those problems. I didn't want those kind of fucking trouble. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna get the fuck out. So I
mm-hmm.
got out, and then she slapped me. Boy, that was the first time I ever dealt with a black woman slapping me like that. She slapped me so hard, I lost I lost sensation in my fucking face.
Right.
Goat Mike Thunderclap Late Night Stream said, "I'm new here. I sub and hit the like button." There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Salute.
Salute to you, new motherfucker. Salute. She slapped
Yeah,
me so hard, I was like, "What the fuck?" I lost all sensation in my face. But you got to understand, I needed to go through all of those moments and all of those sensations so that I could understand the darkness of what the fuck I was dealing with the opposite sex. That whole one moment taught me every fucking thing I needed to know, because I
right.
had to take that long ass Greyhound, and you motherfuckers know how long Greyhound bus ride is. So it was an embarrassing Greyhound bus ride from Alabama going all the way up to Virginia.
Yeah, man. So, well, in case you just now checked in, what we're doing is we're
Mm-hmm.
sharing stories that could be viewed as vulnerable, because what that's gonna do is put people in a mind state that how can you sit back and judge Kanye, Jay Z, or any of these guys having issues when you've had issues in your own life.
Mm-hmm.
Money don't take humanity out of life. You're not any less human because you're rich.
Mm-hmm.
You're not any less. You're not any more perfect because you have achieved things. If anything, you're under more pressure because you have achieved so much. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hypocritical to think, oh, Kanye has money, so he shouldn't be going through the things he's going through.
Yep.
That makes absolutely no sense. Human beings go through shit.
Mm-hmm.
Human beings go through, and if you actually love someone, that is not going to be an easy thing having to walk away from forever, especially if you have children with them. It's not going to be easy, especially when they start dating someone who's been in your house and ate your food.
Mm-hmm.
That's a disrespect. So they got us as black men that we supposed to get disrespected, accept it, take it, but we're not supposed to do nothing about it.
Exactly.
We can't say nothing about it. We can't. We gotta act like we gotta have no emotions, and then when
Mm-hmm.
we show no emotions, it's a problem with that. Oh, you're not emotional enough. Blah blah blah. It's like there's no win for black men.
Yep.
There's no win.
Yep.
And that's the thing. That's the reason why we're sharing stories of this nature to bring everybody down to size. Because everybody that's listening right now, every man has had an issue with a woman.
Mm-hmm. And
And
when
if you
that
have
happened to me, I
right,
when I got to Virginia, my very next interaction, and this chick was bad, man. I ended up fucking this chick in AIT, but she came to me at the wrong fucking time. I just went through this shit, and I already in my mind, I already said this shit ain't gonna happen no more. She came at me the same shit with the same thing. The old girl came, start doing the hand thing, da 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 da. And I said, look. I just got here. I was on a long ass Greyhound bus ride. I don't got time for your shit right now. Just saying that, and the conviction that I had in saying that, you would think when you talk to somebody that way, they'll leave your ass fucking alone. Nah, that shit turned her ass on. She told me later on. She said, you know, I'm so used to guys just, just acquiescing to all my demands, and you just rejected me. She said, she said, I like that. And this motherfucker started chasing me at the chow hall. I'm
Right.
there getting my little food, chilling, sitting by myself because I didn't know nobody. And if anybody knows me, if you know me personally, whether I fucked you or whether you know me on that level, and I allow you in my inner circle, people will tell you I'm the ultimate loner. I think I'm the biggest loner on this planet. I don't like to be around fucking people. I enjoy my fucking own company, man. And
Mm-hmm.
when I was there, I was by myself. And I had dudes saying, "Man, why don't you sit with us?" Or what? Man, I ain't got time for all that. Right now, I'm still pissed because in my mind, I'm thinking about how the fuck did this girl just treat me the way she was treated? That was what was circling my fucking mind at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
So when she came and sat down next to me, I reciprocated to her earlier because I was still in my fucking feelings. So I said, "Did I not tell you? Now's not the time." And she was like, "Excuse me." I said, "No, excuse yourself." And she didn't
Right.
want to get up. She didn't want to get up, so I got up and moved. And I went to go sit somewhere. And yeah, this motherfucker followed me, man. This shit was funny
Right.
as fuck. She followed me. She said, "Look, I don't know what it is about you, but I just want to be around you." I was like, "Now's not the fucking time."
Right.
And I said, "Look, I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be disrespectful. And I don't want this to come across that I'm gonna say something I don't have no business saying, but just leave me be. Just leave me be." And she did. She left me alone. She got her little fucking feelings. She left me alone. And when we got to class or whatever, because that's the thing with AIT that I like. You got your little class, what your MOS is, what the fuck you gonna learn, and that's when
Right.
everybody can get together and everybody can start talking. Ironically, we both started sitting together in AIT. I was like, the odds of that, the chances of that. We both like stood. You know how everybody's standing in line or whatever, and everybody started marching and shit like that. She
Right.
was on the opposite side on the same line that I was on. It was like this shit was meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Everything was always linear with this motherfucker. Even when we marched outside, this motherfucker was always like, why this motherfucker always next to me? The shit was funny
Oh,
as
if a girl like you, she'll find a way to get in your vicinity.
mm-hmm.
She'll find a way to get in your vicinity often, so she can be noticed. It's
No,
like
but
a
I'm telling you, like and I don't even think the drill sergeants or the senior drill sergeants knew what the fuck they was doing. They always picked her in the rotation that I was in. That shit was funny
cat.
as fuck. So I was like, when I saw these little signs, I was like, okay, maybe I could open up a little bit and start talking to her. But that's when I started. You gotta understand, I'm still going through this feeling that I'm feeling. That shit took a
Mm-hmm.
few weeks for me to get over that shit. Cause I was
Yeah.
seething like this motherfucker tried me, man. Like, when you tried by somebody, that shit boils you. It burns your fucking stomach.
Yeah, man. To me, if my pride and my ego are hurt, then I act because I remember going through something similar to that
Mm-hmm.
before before I went out to Guantanamo Bay. Um, Me and my girl at the time, we were going through a rough patch.
Mm-hmm.
She was saying, "All right, while you at what's the name? While you in Cuba, we're gonna take a break." And I was like, "Man, we got to go on a break. It's over with."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't want it to be over with, but at the same time, I know what going on a break means. It means you want to go, you want to go and see if you can find something better than me. That if you can't, you'll say it was just a
Exactly.
break. If you
Exactly.
can, you gone, right?
Exactly.
Um, so we ended up breaking up, but I was still in love with this girl, and it
Mm-hmm.
was this girl. that I used to turn over with.
Mm-hmm.
She was bad, and she was flirting with me so hard. I never even know. Niggas was telling me. They be
Mm-hmm.
like, man, her last name was Piper. What was her
Mm-hmm.
first? I think her first name was Jade. But her
Yeah.
last name was Piper. And
Yeah.
in the Navy, call everybody her last name. They're like, man, Piper want to fuck you, man.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, you think so? They're like, yeah, man. They was like, bro, you better jump. We all trying to fuck her. She ain't really giving nobody no
Mm-hmm.
attention. Like she's always in your face. And I was so gone thinking about my ex
Mm-hmm.
that I don't even notice. To me, I'm normally a I jump on shit like that, and
Mm-hmm.
before you know it, I've been a smash, and before we even got to know each other
Mm-hmm.
too good, I jump on those things like, oh, she's feeling me. I jump on those things instantly, and then make
Yeah.
something happen. But I
Yeah.
wasn't noticing nothing. Then it got to the point she was from West. She was from the West. She was West Indian
Yeah.
from the island Dominica,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't notice like those women take sex personally. Like if
Mm-hmm.
they get rejected, they feel some type of way about that.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember I'll never forget this shit.
Mm-hmm.
I had stood on her side of the island for too
Mm-hmm.
long and the bus is not running. And
Yeah.
we've been drinking. It would have been like a 4 mile hike back to my I ain't feel like walking and shit. So she said
Yeah.
you can stay the night here. She was in the bed and it was like some comforters on a seat in her
Yeah.
room. And
Mm-hmm.
I automatically assumed she put those comforters there for me to make a pallet. I started making a pallet on the floor, and she was she was mad. She was tossing and turning in her bed the whole night. I ain't really get no rest because she ain't let me.
Yeah.
She was breathing all hard, blase blase. And then I remember her as I was making the pallet. I remember her saying, "You know, you don't have to do that," but she never said getting in the bed with her and shit. And I just didn't want no issues. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I did it. But then
Yeah.
she was inviting me to get in the bed with her. So she took that as a straight slap in the face, whatever. And I
Mm-hmm.
remember it was like a couple of days later, she came to work drunk as fuck. And then she was like, people did this what people telling me. I'm in the break room, and people telling me she's walking around the rotunda. She's like, "Where the fuck is Ross? Where is Ross?" And she was like, "They said they're talking in the whatever language they got, broken English. Like,
Mm-hmm.
where's no man, no man, disrespect me. And nobody gonna say that I'm not good enough for them. And where is he? He's a boxy boy. He didn't want to fuck." And she came kicking the in the break room door. And
Mm-hmm.
then she like, you and it was a girl that we both was cool with
Mm-hmm.
in there. And then she like, and she said, can I talk to you? And then she looked at me and looked me up and down. And then they're right there in the door talking, but loud enough for everybody to hear. Then
Damn.
she like, what do you call a man who knows you want to fuck and that spends the night that don't one is too afraid to get in the bed with you? He's a
She trying to
fat.
be. She trying to be an asshole.
Right. She said, would you say that he was a homosexual? Would you say that he had a little dick? Would you say that all this shit? And I'm just sitting there like this bitch, man.
She
But
trying to fuck with you.
yeah, but I don't talk about my personal business.
Mm-hmm.
But so it's some niggas in there that don't know nothing because they don't know anything about men and women and men. But
Yeah.
some niggas that know she talking about me because they know I'm the only nigga who she flirt with.
Yeah.
The only nigga who she be smiling all when we turn over, she be in my personal space like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I was never giving her the time of day because I was thinking about my ex business. I wasn't even giving a fuck, right?
Yeah.
And then she looked in there and then she's like, well, I guess I got my answer. Somebody got a little dick or somebody gay. Ain't that
Mm.
right, Ross? And I was like, sure, I don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then like a week later, because now they changed it so we couldn't turn over with each other because not
Mm-hmm.
everybody knows. And then like a week later, I saw her on one of the buses that take you to the next, like the military stores,
Yeah.
the commissaries and shit. And when I got on the bus and sat down, she looked back at me, and she was like, "Fucking Boxy boy." And
Mm-hmm.
then she was like, let me off." And she got off and shit. And then as the bus was driving by, she was like,
That's funny. I put this person on block while you were saying that because I don't like the name, the title of your name as a commentator. Come on, man, you better tighten the fuck up. You say you rape little boys and girls. I mean, who titles their name that way? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah. Gotta block
Yeah,
that.
I had to put them on block. YouTube, you hear me? I put them on block. So don't try to mess my algorithms or metrics up. I put the motherfucker on block. But
Man, shit.
anyways,
With a name like that, you might want to block him forever.
yeah,
Cause in 5 minutes he'll be back.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is, and it's interesting you said that with what you were saying, because with old girl, she had access, man. She had the full access to all of these women that were feeling me. Because when I was at AIT, man, you know me. The thing with me, I'm a competitive dude. I'm competing. I'm beating all the dudes in running. I'm beating all the dudes in push-ups, all the dudes in crunches. You know who's competing with me? The senior drill sergeant. I'm doing what he's doing. Because I was like, damn, this motherfucker working out a level. I love that shit. I want to match him. It got to a point where our relationship became special. We was bench pressing together. We was doing all kinds of shit together. But what I didn't realize in doing all that shit, the women was sitting there. It was like they was just fucking googling, man. See, this is when
Hmm.
I got that first reaction to the whole peeking and leaking status. Though I was like, oh, what the fuck? Why they always smiling all weird and shit? What the fuck is going on with these women? But it's because the one that I had didn't pay no mind and rejected without realizing I rejected her because I was just being natural, right?
Right.
She was the kind of like and you find that in all forms of groups of women. There's this one that just stands out, and she kind of is like the ringleader, and everybody looks up to her. If she's probably the prettiest, or she probably stands out, and she's the one that has the access or whatever, everybody looks up to her. And that was her. That was the one. So come to find out, as I was walking, I was running by when I was doing PT, I overheard her say, "The nerve of this dude! Like he act like I don't fucking exist. Do he not know who I am? Da 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 da. Do he not know who I?" Now she gave me the ability by her saying that for me to say, "Oh, that's what she thinking." Now I'm really not gonna say nothing to her.
Hmm.
I was at least smart enough to think that. I was like, "Oh, I'm really not gonna say nothing to her." If I was giving her opportunity where I was thinking I was gonna say some shit to her, I'm really not gonna say nothing to her. And that's what happened when I saw her at the child hall. A few weeks passed. Now remember, you gotta understand, AIT is 9 weeks. That's 3 weeks. Most guys 3 weeks in, they already done fuck so much. I'm
Hmm.
3 weeks at zero. But the funny thing about it is the next week 3 to week 9, I more than made up for that shit. You best fucking believe that. So then her homegirl, she hit me up onto her homegirl. I thought her homegirl was cute. Her homegirl didn't look like her, but you know how you be dealing with these motherfuckers. They just got them yams, boy. The motherfucker was thick. And me, I like a big ass. So that motherfucker had a
Hmm.
big ass, cute face. I was like, I was feeling her more because her attitude was more docile. She was more
Hmm.
humble. So I started talking to her. That shit was bothering the other girl. It was pissing her off that I was talking to the other one. But it's because I had a likening to the other one more. Her
Right.
personality was just easier to fucking deal with. You just coming in, you want me to acquiesce to you. You want me to basically bend and fold to your demand. That shit ain't fucking happening. First of all,
Right.
my natural personality, I ain't that way. So that shit is not gonna happen with you. So the trip part about it is I start messing with the other one. And once I start messing with the other one started telling all the other ones, like, man, he's just different. And the thing is, they used to have this thing at AIT where you used to be able to just walk and go out to this club or whatever. We had to walk like that shit felt like we were walking forever, like 30 minutes just to get to the fucking club. But we
Hmm.
got there, motherfuckers started dancing or whatever. You know, everybody grinding on each other and shit like that. You might as well say we dry fucking right on the dance floor. So she was like, at the end, she was like, "So what you want to do?" I was like, "What do you mean what we want to do?" She was like, we had like drill sergeants, and so I'm like, "Don't we got all these motherfuckers around us? What you talking about? What we want to do?" She was like, "Don't worry, I got a spot I can take you to." I was like, "A spot?" I was like, well, "Okay." So she took me
Right.
to the spot. We did our fucking thing, and then come to find out, she went back and bragged that shit to that motherfucker that thought she was gonna have first dibs. Man, I heard that night a fight broke out. And the reason why I heard it, because when I got back in, the senior drill sergeant, all of them called me to the office.
Right.
So, Abe, such and such, da 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 da. I need you to report to the office right now.
Right.
This motherfucker told me front lean rest position, move. I'm in push-up position, dog. What the fuck?
Yeah.
The fuck did I do to be in push-up position? He said, let me tell you something right now. You know I like you, but you know, I gotta do this politically, because it was just me and him in there. I gotta do this politically. I gotta make it look like I'm punishing you, but you really creating a stir right now because you got these girls up in there fighting over you. What the fuck did you do? I said, and then I explained it to him. I said, well, you know, I mess with such and such, and he started laughing his ass off. He said, oh, that ain't nothing. No, don't worry, I got you. But you know, when we go out there, I'm gonna have to put you in push-up position. I'm gonna still make you bust out a few push-ups, so it could look like I'm not having favoritism towards you.
Mm-hmm.
So once we got out, he told me get in front lean rest position. I got in that shit, started knocking out the push-ups or whatever, just to make them feel good or whatever. But he was laughing his ass off. He was like, man, the last time I remember something like that happening was in my days. He was like, man, you just been here 3 weeks and you're already causing a commotion. Now I have all these other dudes jealous as fuck, mad as fuck. So now I not only have to deal with that, I got to deal with when I go back to my room, I got dudes coming in my face. One of the dudes was trying to mess with her or whatever, and he could never have access. So this motherfucker got in my face.
That shit happened to me in boot camp. I had to slam it. I ain't even no wrestler. But to avoid how he came at me, was an old ass white dude. He was old ass. He was 34 years old, but I was 19, so he was old ass than me. He ran up on me. He said, Davis belongs to me. It was a black girl from Texas that was thick as fuck. And these girls was liking me because I was already having a lot of sex, so I wasn't thirsty for them. Because I was in an all-male division.
Yeah.
So only time I saw women when we did fast crews, we had to do menial custodial tasks, and then we'll see, and the girls, that's when we'll see other girls. Because I didn't have co-ed division.
Yeah.
And we saw other girls at church and when you did fast crews for that week.
Yeah.
So it got around, they was like, man, a lot of girls like Ross. And he not even, because a lot of niggas, they was like, whoa. A lot of niggas, they was like pretty, they was like, why these girls like Ross? It was my demeanor. I walked up to a girl and be like, hey, so it got to the point where I made rank back there, and I was the assistant scullery captain, and I walked to a girl like, hey, we're not getting these, a badass girl. Like, hey, as soon as you guys get the utensils, bring them back there, because we get a lot of utensils at the end of the day, and that's holding us up. And I'll just walk off and be like, hey, you doing a good job, blah, blah, blah. And I'll just walk. These is bad bitches. Yeah. And I'm not trying to get at them. I was like, you doing a good job. Like, hey, you need to move a little quicker, man. I understand this shit's going on. But I was like, blah, blah. And I'm just walking up to people, and I have no favorite. Even the cool popper to do, I'm like, hey, man, what's up, man? And make sure you on time. You know what I mean? And blah, 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 was moving. Like, none of this shit mean nothing to me. So they started gravitating to me. Like, who is this nigga who is so nonchalant and just so cool and just talk to everybody like everything is everything? Like, he's not trying to get at nobody. And the bitches started writing me letters. That's not, they couldn't talk to us too long. A man and a girl and a boy couldn't talk too long. You'll get jammed up. They started they'll act like they're talking about something, and then they'll leave like a letter there and shit. Yeah. They're like, oh, I'll grab it, put it in my pocket. But my name started ringing bells, and that nigga, what was his name? We call him Papa Smurf. But I forget his name. He's like, Ross, Davis is mine. And he was like this. And then, you know, do you remember the suplex they used to do? WWE, where they run and they suplex him by the arm? I have flipped that nigga. I don't wrestle, but that was the only way I could avoid that punch. I flipped that nigga hard as fuck, and they were like, oh, shit. I was like, dude, what you talking about? Then he was like, he said, Davis, man. He said, he said, I've been working on that. Then here you come swooping in. You know, what does she see in you? I was like, bro, man. I said, I use that occasion to piss him off. I said, you got to be born with it, man. And he's like, born with what? I said, man, you got to be born with this, man. You black motherfucker. You black motherfucker. And
Mm-hmm.
then they get back in the back and shit. And it was just crazy as you said it because people think it's outlandish what you're saying, but I know it's true because it happened to me.
Yeah, because the funny thing about it is I ended up when I got back to the barracks, these dudes fucked my bunk up
Oh, that's
off
what
of
I hate.
some jealousy hatred shit. They tore my sheets out. I had to go and redo my
Yeah,
bunk in front of the
you got to
senior
make your
drill
own
sergeant.
record.
Yeah, I was like, damn. I like this is some. I at that
Hold on,
time I looked at these dudes
when
like,
you say that niggas don't understand what you mean by that. They like, oh, you just had to make it better. No,
yeah,
if you in the military, you don't just make it better. You got to make it a certain way.
yes,
That shit got to be perfect.
that shit
That's
gotta
what
be
they don't
perfect.
understand.
And that shit pissed me. That
Did,
shit pissed me the fuck off.
did y'all have to do the 45-degree angle when you
45-degree angle, motherfucker.
like, bro, when you make a bed in the military, it's not like you make a bed everywhere else. That shit hard, man. That
That
shit take
no, that
forever.
there's nothing. That shit take time. But you know what I told my senior drill sergeant, and he looked out. I said, "Won't you move me over to the other side?
Straight
Because
up.
these motherfuckers gonna keep doing this shit." And I
Right.
said, "I don't got time to be dealing with." And that was the first time I ever said that. I don't got time to be dealing with men that are acting like women. The first time I
Right.
ever said that come out my mouth. I don't got time for all that. Why don't you move me to the other side? Whatever problem they got with me, I don't fucking know. But I'm moving to the other side. So I move over to this other side and I end up linking up with this dude called JR. And I told you the story about that dude, offline. But this dude right here was like what you would consider a nerd, right? A dude nobody fuck with, nobody mess with or whatever. I wasn't thinking about all that. At that time, I was thinking, just move me over there because I
Right.
don't want to I don't want to be in the cesspool of these motherfuckers. The dude that fucked my bed up again. And I told him, everybody know my wrestling profile background. I
Right.
told that motherfucker, hey, you gonna fix this bed. Now I know it's you gonna fix this shit. He didn't fix it. I levitated him, though. I don't
Right.
play, man. I don't got time to be doing all this talking with you. I levitated him and I made sure his head touched the area where the bed was fucked up at. And he
Right.
started fixing the shit. I turned around, motherfucker started fixing my bed quick, fast, and hurry because he didn't like how his head hit the fucking wall and then hit the floor. He
Yeah.
didn't like that shit. And I told him, if you don't fix my fucking bed, I'm gonna do this shit to you again.
Yeah,
As a matter
man.
of fact, I'm gonna put my foot on your damn head while I'm doing this shit. This motherfucker fixed my damn bed. And all of the other motherfuckers knew at that point, okay, hey, we ain't going by this motherfucker spot ever again. JR at the other end was like, oh shit, I got this dude, man. I finally got a dude that's gonna protect me. He was
Right.
getting bullied
Right.
by these dudes. You know what I'm saying? They were like putting him in the wall locker. They would throw toothpaste in there. They just fuck with this motherfucker, make him sleep in the wall locker. One day he told me, "Can you please help me?" These motherfuckers were bad. One day he said, "Can you please help me?" And then I went in the middle. I told the motherfucker, "Hey, look, I'm gonna tell y'all one time and one time only. Don't fuck with him." And they respected me, so they was like, "All
Right.
right, he's off limits." So he's like, "Man, can I go to the child hall with you?" I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah,
All these
man.
other motherfuckers laughing. Oh, look at him. He's just hanging out with the dude that's not cool. But they don't realize this. It's a benefit for him to hang out with me.
Right. Right.
I go to the damn chow hall, and all of these girls that probably were looking at him like he was a weirdo or whatever, they came, sat down, and asked him too, "Hey, what's your name?" All because he was sitting down with me.
Yeah.
So all of these other motherfuckers was mad, man. They was hot. They was like, "How the fuck can he da 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 da?" And
Cause
that
they only cool to each other. Y'all not
exactly,
cool. Nigga, I'm the one that's cool. Nigga, the bitch is trying to fuck with me. Not y'all.
exactly, exactly.
And that's the way I look at the Joe Budden podcast is. Y'all on the podcast, y'all making numbers. But y'all only cool to yourself and y'all subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
Kanye cool to the whole world, man. Y'all cool to the niggas in the child house who think y'all cool. Y'all got a little cool table. And y'all talking about the loner that's with the other nigga that who everybody cool with, who everybody talk about. And y'all think y'all doing some shit when nobody even give a fuck about what y'all got to say. They worried about him, everything he do. You know what I mean? So that's why I look at it. It's kind of like niggas who don't realize they're not as cool as they think they are.
Yeah, and I was laughing my ass off because I said to myself, "Oh, okay, so this is how this go down." So this motherfucker didn't leave me not one time, man. He was always hanging around me because he said, "Look, man, if I just go walking by myself or whatever, they gonna fuck with me. They gonna mess with me because you're not gonna be around or whatever." And it was funny because it started with just me and him, and then it became a legion. Next thing you know, I started having 12 motherfuckers around. Like, and then one day I looked out like, "What are all you motherfuckers doing around me?" Man, you the talk of the town, man. All the girls want you, all the dudes talking shit about you. And I am not doing nothing here, man. All I'm doing is just being my fucking self. Can you fucking believe that?
When you don't conform
Mm-hmm.
to the standard, people gonna love you, people gonna hate you.
Exactly.
That's what it is. People like, I don't know what it is about Kanye. I don't like him, or I don't know what it's because he don't conform to the standard, and you do.
Yep.
So you don't like him.
And I
So you
learned at that time, at 19 years old, I learned at that time, damn, I command a certain kind of respect. I command a certain kind of power. What
that's
do
how
I
it
do with this? What
was.
do I do with this? How do I use this to my advantage? I was already thinking then, how do I use this shit? Because it's not like I was forcing nobody's hand. It's not like
And,
I was doing anything. It
and
just
boot
was
camp,
happening naturally.
in boot camp, I was a motherfucker, man. I was a motherfucker. They call in boot camp. They call me Scarface, man. They were like, you are the ringleader.
Mm-hmm.
We know it
Mm-hmm.
because in boot camp we have two people who are kind of in charge of the recruits.
Yeah.
Three people
Yeah.
kind of in charge of the recruits. That's
Yeah.
not the division commanders. That's not the drill sergeants. They're just
Mm-hmm.
regular recruits like us. And it's the RPOC, the
Mm-hmm.
A-Rock, and the Master at Arms, but
Yeah.
they didn't have power. They had power only when the other drill sergeants, which I call drill sergeants, was around.
Mm-hmm.
I had power. It was me and five other niggas. It
Mm-hmm.
was me, a dude from North California, who first he was in competition with me, but when he realized I'm not competing with him, and I
Yeah.
kind of treated him like fuck out of here. He became
Yeah.
cool. He realized he couldn't run me, rough feathers. He
Mm-hmm.
became cool with me. Shit. Him, two niggas from up north, one nigga from Queens, one nigga from Jersey, and
Mm-hmm.
one nigga I think that was from Texas,
Yeah.
somewhere in the south. What's
Yeah.
the name? Texas. Don't we
Mm-hmm.
were the main guys, and then we had other underling niggas.
Yeah.
We ain't going to watch if we ain't want to. Well, I'll just be like, hey man, and when Port ran the wash bill, I'll be like,
Mm-hmm.
I'll look at that bitch, I'll be like, man, I don't like that watch, man. I don't
Yeah.
like that. And then he be like, so where do you want me to change it, Ross? I don't know what you got to do. I ain't telling you what you got to do. I'm just saying, man, I don't like that watch. That should get changed because he knew, nigga. He knew
Mm-hmm.
what it was. You know what I'm saying? All the power dynamics came from the first day. How I
Yeah.
said, everybody was trying to one up each other. It's all men. And I wasn't talking to none of them.
Yeah.
I was putting my rap together. I was folding my shit, trying to get it right. Because you
Yeah.
know, you're in boot camp, everything had to be folded right a certain way too. And it had like measurements, looking at the shit. I'm trying to get my shit right. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get my shit right. That niggas like, Ross, you from Chicago? Because they all telling war stories.
Yeah.
They're like, you from Chicago? I know you got war stories about it. Why you holding back? Unless you was a lame ass nigga didn't get into nothing. And I was like, because to me, all y'all lames, man, I don't got shit to say to y'all, man. And then I got in my rack and turned my back to them and went to sleep. That set the
Mm-hmm.
tone. Because what I didn't give a fuck about them to try to impress them.
Mm-hmm.
Then the nigga from Queens was like, man, I've been wanting to say that shit all night long. All y'all motherfuckers been lying. Y'all not getting no pussy like that. Nobody who get pussy talk like that. He went in for an hour and I was just laughing. You know what I mean? And that's how I set the tone by not giving a fuck about what they had to say or think
Yeah.
anything. And next you know, slowly but surely, niggas will try to do shit to get my attention. And then when I didn't give them attention, I treated him like a little brother. Like they started being like, hey man, so what's up, man? Like, hey, I'm tired of the beef between us. I'll be like, we had beef. You know what I mean? You had a problem with me. I have a problem with you.
Exactly. You fuck with them psychologically.
Wait,
Because there was this dude that was fucking with JR, and I just thought it was so um I thought it was so boyish to your grudge is what you felt he looked a certain way and you look differently. I never could understand men that always think that way. Cause you feel you look a certain way, you're superior.
right.
And I kind of dish ragged them in front of my group because I didn't realize I had. This is when I realized I had the power of having disciples under me. I didn't realize I had disciples. I
Yeah,
didn't know to even call them disciples. I just knew the shit kept growing. I went
yeah,
from JR to the shit grew to 4, the shit grew to 12. Then I turned around and be like 50 months. What the fuck is going on here?
yeah.
I'm shaking my head every time, like, why the fuck these motherfuckers following me? What the fuck is wrong? What the fuck is wrong with this scenario? And when he got mad one day because the group of numbers of people that were growing on my end, they were starting to affect him because he was that other person that had a group of people. But the
Right,
group of people that he had, they were leaving him and coming over this side. They was like,
right,
man, we like the way you are, you know, the way you are with people. It's like people love to follow somebody. I don't know what it is about that shit. You're not hard on us. You don't joke. You treat us right, and plus you got all access to the girls. They all wanted to fuck. You know what I'm saying? You
right.
dealing with young motherfuckers, young, dumb,
That
and
was
Phil would come, and they
that was
want to
the
deal
issue.
with the person that have the access. That's what it was.
That was the issue. Because
And I
at
just
first,
happened to be the one that have the access to it. So the funny thing about it is this dude came to me, and I guess he wanted to have his little moment where, okay, if I challenge him and I embarrass him, but he did this shit in front of both male and female. You know what I'm saying? Like he wanted to do it in front of everybody, even the senior drill sergeant. And the senior drill sergeant looked at him and was like, "You sure you want to do that?" To him,
right,
he's like, "You
right,
sure you want to do that?"
right,
And he was like, "Nah, man, I want to challenge him because I feel like." And I was just like, "Challenge me for what?" You know what ended up happening? We ended up not having a fight because I made him feel stupid. That's when I knew I had the ability to make people feel stupid verbally. So this shit that
mhm,
people see happen on YouTube when I embarrass people, I was doing this shit since 19.
right.
So I told him, I looked at him in his face and I was like, okay, I want you to think about this for a second. You want to challenge me. I don't fucking know you from Bean Squad. You don't fucking know me from Bean Squad. Why do you want to? What is it about me that makes you want to challenge me?
Man,
And he was like, well, you got all my, you got all my boys or whatever. I said, are they really your boys or we all just in AIT together?
right. What the
Like
fuck you
when
talking
you
about?
go to your duty station, are they gonna follow you? Like I was
Right,
making them feel stupid.
you just
I
met
was
these
like,
niggas.
I was like, are these motherfuckers gonna follow you? Cause to be honest with you, I see that there's 50 motherfuckers behind me, and I still don't know what the fuck they are. It's like I
Right,
was embarrassing them too without them. I was being honest, man. I was like,
right.
I don't even know what the fuck they are. They say they under me, but I really don't feel like nobody's under me or whatever. So I'm like, when we all leave here, we all going to our duty station. I'm not gonna know these people ever again, and me and you
Maybe
probably
a
never
few.
gonna cross paths again.
Yeah.
So when I said that shit to him, he looked at me. He was like, you know what? That made a fucking point. And then the senior drill sergeant was like, yeah, he makes a fucking point. And when he said that, the dude was so embarrassed that he just walked away
Yeah.
because he had to go think for a second.
because he was wrapped up in the moment of just that thing. He couldn't see beyond that.
Yeah,
We have that as a people, like we're wrapped up in like a cocoon,
yeah,
a portion of what something really is. Like
yeah.
let's take Kanye. Niggas is wrapped up in just the back and forth between him and Kim. And they can't see
Mm-hmm.
beyond that. They can't see how big it is for Kanye to be able to tell her, listen, you can't do this with my children, and that could be okay.
Yeah,
The fact that that's not okay is bigger than them.
exactly.
Because that trickles down to other black men. If he
Yeah,
can't say, keep my kid off of TikTok with makeup on, what the fuck can you tell your baby mother?
yeah,
You ain't Kanye West, nigga. You barely moved out of your mama house.
exactly.
So that means you can't tell your baby mama shit and you ain't got no rights. If Kanye
No.
West can't,
And
that's
me, I can't fundamentally fight somebody, Ross, if there's not a purpose on why to fight the person. Like unless you punch me in the jaw
If
or
you try to hit me, yeah, but me personally, yeah, I can't do that.
yeah, it's like what I'm wrapping my brain around. What is the and it made him feel stupid because I was asking him the question and he couldn't give me a fucking answer. And that's when I started learning a lot of things about my personality and how I operate around people. And I started saying, "Oh, I can use it. I can start using this shit to my advantage." But it wasn't until later I started realizing that. But in that moment, it was just happening naturally. I was just like, "What is it about me outside of the fact that it sounds like you're jealous or you're envious for whatever fucking reason? Outside of that, what is it about me that tells you you need to pick a fight with me?"
Right,
Because what's going to ultimately happen is we both going to squabble. We both are going to fight. Somebody's going to win. But people are going to get a show because they're going to see two brothers squabbling and fighting each other. And what? Somebody loses their teeth? Like, who really wins out of
right,
the situation? I started saying shit like that. Because to be honest with you, I'm going to be honest and frank. I knew I could take him, but he was the first motherfucker if I actually really got in a fight with, I was actually gonna have to test my abilities. Cause I seen him fight and I seen him get down. I'm like, okay, this is not gonna be an easy fucking fight. So that's when I learned right then and there, you know what? Instead of me going through this arduous bullshit that really don't mean nothing, how about I talk my way out of this situation?
right, right. Cause who
Like I
cares?
don't need to deal with this shit.
Yeah,
And me and this dude, after we had that conversation, we actually ended up becoming very fucking cool. After
yeah,
that whole situation, like he came to me afterwards, he said, "Man, you made me think. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't thinking about the situation or whatever. You made me think for a second." And then we became cool. And then he stopped. And then I told him, I said, if we're gonna make this thing official, we're gonna be cool. You need to stop fucking with JR, man. Like
hmm,
JR's the homie. Like,
right,
you can't fuck with him. Because JR was the first one, and JR just started hanging around me, and he kind of became like a dude that I felt the responsibility to protect.
right,
So I told him, I said, you can't be fucking with him. I don't want I don't want to be waking up and hearing this motherfucker screaming in the damn wall locker or y'all hanging him upside down. I don't want to be hearing none of that shit, man. Like, y'all need to stop fucking with this motherfucker. And he was like, you got my word. And then after that, it became, this is what happened. And then that's when I realized, man, I had the ability to bring people together. It became like a unison thing where it was the both of us working together, and all of the guys that really wanted to be up under him, they went back over his side. I didn't give a fuck because to me, I didn't feel like I had people under me in the first place.
right,
You see what I'm saying? So now it was like this thing where the senior drill sergeant had loved it because he said, you were able to build a team together. And then he made us compete against other brigades and stuff like that. And because I made us become one fucking unit off of just that conversation, when we started having like obstacle courses where we were going up against other people and other type of, we was trying to race people, we was beating every fucking body because we was just on one page because everybody was on the same page.
right,
But it was interesting that a conversation like that turned everything around. So the senior drill sergeant gave me, he did like a ceremony. He gave me an award. It was like a special award that he gave me for being able to bring the battalion together.
hmm,
And that's what I did. I brought the battalion together, but that wasn't my you gotta understand, that wasn't even my
right,
motive, that wasn't my objective. My whole motive and objective when I first got there was to just basically look at this chick and it was like, what the fuck you talking to me for? So something that small made this whole thing happen the way it did over a course of 9 fucking weeks. And it was so interesting because if I go back and look at my military time frame, that was the most fun that I had in 9 fucking weeks out of any other time in the military, because of the fact that to see the start on how things happen and then the end factor of how things turned around. And you know what I loved about Fort Lee, Virginia, because that's where I was at. It was a place that was ran and operated by high officials that were black. I would
hmm,
never forget that. We had generals that were black. We had majors that were black. We had colonels that were black. I mean, it was just that shit. the thing that did to my mind, that was so beautiful to see
Right.
that it was just a bunch of black people that were in high positions. Everywhere else I went after that, it was, of course, it wasn't fucking like that.
Right.
But just seeing that in that time frame, I even at one time during my military stint requested to go back there, but there was never slots open. I could understand why, because if you was a black motherfucker and you was stationed there, why would you want to leave?
Right.
Why would you want to get out? Because you feel at
Right.
home. So that's why I said all of that, because bigger picture, I felt at home for the first time in an environment that I didn't even think would have been conducive to me. And all of it started off with some bullshit. So I'm saying all of that to say, with the Kanye West situation, instead of people having that mindset like they did at Fort Lee, where everybody wanted to come together, we have it where it's like everywhere else you stationed at. Motherfuckers divide and conquer. They don't understand that they're doing the same shit that Kanye West is doing, but they're criticizing him because what? He's famous?
Because he's famous.
Because he got $1 billion?
He's famous.
Come on, man. It's
Like,
bullshit.
yeah, he's famous. If niggas is being honest, especially if you wasn't really that sexually active, you definitely fucked the hoe.
Yep.
Because in the beginning, that's the only one that's trying to get you some pussy.
Exactly.
It's the one that's fucking everybody. So you
Yep.
can't be like, oh, he fucked the hoe, so his life is trash. Like, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my point I be making. Niggas that you're a Kanye apologist. I don't care. Call me what you want to call me. I'm always gonna bring people down and ground them. It's not about humbling you. It's not about humiliating you. It's about grounding you, make you remember your faults.
Yep.
Because if you're a human and you can have faults, they can have faults.
Exactly.
And if we're looking at each other as humans, we realize you can't just look at what somebody did. You have to start rationalizing and understanding why would somebody do that. Doesn't mean you accept it.
Yep.
Doesn't mean all of a sudden it's not wrong.
Yep.
It means you humanizing them so you can understand why they do something.
Yep.
People don't grow up and say, I'm going to be a murderer. They are typically neglected and abused. They typically have something that happened to them that's scarring.
Exactly.
Very few people live a perfect life with perfect parents and decide, I'm going to blow people's heads off for a living and sell crack. That's not how the shit works.
Yep.
You slowly become who you going to be.
And that's why Yeshua says, remove the mote out of thy own eye before thy can remove the mote out of your brother's eye. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to first make the correction on your end. You have to first make sure your shit is all the way together before you can turn around and try to make another person's situation all together. But if your shit ain't all the way together, and then you trying to judge somebody else's situation that's not all the way together, that's not only a contradiction, that's a slap to your damn face.
It is, man. And thing is, and I guess what I'm saying is criticism is natural and no one's above criticism. But your criticism should have some type of forethought. It should have some type of polarity. There should be some levels to your criticism. It should be some depth, something. It shouldn't be, oh, he's dumb. Oh, this person's stupid. This person broke. Why is he dumb for doing that? Is he really dumb for doing that? Have you done anything dumb in your life?
Exactly.
Kanye West used to be in debt. Kanye West's debt is not like yours. He could be rich and be in debt.
Yeah.
It's called business debt.
Yep.
If you ever did business, you know the money you spend on your business that you haven't got rewarded for is debt.
Yep.
I just broke even on my books. I put so much money into my books.
Mm-hmm.
I just broke even on my books. Before the last 2 years, I was in debt on my books.
Yep. Because your expense outweighed your
What I
asset.
was bringing in. That was the debt he was talking about. They was like, Kanye was broke as fuck. He was in debt. Kim Kardashian, he was fine before he got with Kim Kardashian.
Yep.
She leveraged that relationship just like he leveraged the relationship, and they both became billionaires.
And they both got what they wanted out of it. She's where she is now, and him,
she would have never been
a billionaire, and him, he's a billionaire 7 times over.
She would have never been accepted into fashion if it wasn't for Kanye West.
Kim got what she wanted because Kim became through that relationship, she became a
Validated.
respected woman. She became a
Validated.
respected woman because she was viewed prior to that relationship as a straight up whole sex tape.
Yeah.
That relationship made her become respectable.
He
And
validated her.
and let me tell you something. For a woman, that's more than money. That's like
That's
that's
more.
priceless.
That's more than
To,
money.
to get the respectable tag, come on, man. That's priceless.
He validated her, man.
Yep.
That's the thing. So that's the thing. When I'm trying to push out to my people is the same way how we come to the defense of some Ukrainian, how we come to the defense and pray for Paris,
Yep.
right? Pray for Italy has some type of storm or whatever. Pray for Italy.
Yep.
Why the fuck we don't come to the defense of our own people?
Yep.
Everybody's why no, and not one person has said pray for Kanye, man.
Yep.
I'm concerned about Kanye. If you're
Mm-hmm.
truly concerned, why you don't say pray for him? Why are you saying, oh, he's crazy?
Yep.
That's so fucking dismissive.
Yep.
Because when okay, Pete Davidson has mental issues. Niggas are not saying Pete Davidson's crazy. Niggas saying, man, it's fucked up Kanye coming at Pete Davidson, man. Stop that, man. Just please stop it. Black niggas getting ready to cry on their channel.
Yep.
Please stop coming at Pete Davidson, man. He ain't do nothing to you, man. Well, those guys that King Von killed didn't do nothing to him. He still killed them, and y'all still dance and rap to his songs. Y'all don't care about black life, but as soon as somebody white get their feelings hurt, Kanye was wrong for telling Taylor Swift that young, beautiful, this tender white girl, that's a slave mentality. Kanye West can talk to anybody else however he wants to. He can't talk to a white girl like that. Why
Exactly.
can't he? Who the fuck is she?
Exactly.
And why you losing sleep behind what he said to some white dude, man? That's a grown ass man. Why the fuck you care? You're a black man. You get killed in the street by the police. Why the fuck you care about what Kanye was saying to Pete Davidson? That's just not even on your radar. You don't fuck about what he got to say. Man, I'm happy he's saying that shit to Pete Davidson, man. Any nigga who sit up in your house and eat your food and break bread with you and then fuck with your girl after y'all, man, fuck him.
Exactly.
And that's his principle. I will never date nobody after he knows his sports.
Yep.
He knows everything. I will never date somebody he loved.
Vice versa.
This is a principle thing.
There's a principle and there's a code to it.
If I come over his crib and he break bread with me, that shit is over with.
Yep.
Cause I came in his house.
But here's the thing: that you got a bunch of niggas out there. They don't see it that way. To them, it's like you ain't fucking with that person no more. So, I have all access.
That's how women think.
Yep.
That ain't how men think, man.
Yep.
You invite me into your crib. You say, "Hey, this is a spare room. You can sleep up in there. I ain't finna be make the refrigerator. Go in there, get whatever the fuck you want. There's beer, there's drinks, there's whatever. You let me eat in your crib. Whatever's in this crib could never be mine, man.
Yep.
It don't matter how rocky that shit is. It don't matter how thick she is. She that pretty. Do you got sisters? You got an auntie? I'll fuck her auntie.
Yep.
Sister, I can't touch her.
Yep.
Don't matter if he ain't with her no more.
Yep.
Anybody who's making an excuse for that, you just find any reason to be against Kanye, any reason to be against not just Kanye, any successful, outspoken, unapologetic black man, black community treat them all this way.
Unfortunately, the problem is, Ross, you have a lot of brothers that they just don't have those values. So you can't have them motherfuckers even in your shit because you just know these motherfuckers are salty as fuck.
To begin with.
Yep. And you could tell everybody's demeanor and their behaviors lie in their actions and in their body language. If you pay attention to people's actions and body language, you'll know what you need to know. You'll know 80% of what you need to know. The other 20 comes out of their fucking mouths. But that 80% is going to rear its ugly fucking head in the damn actions and in the body language.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's the 80-20 rule. I always call it the 80-20 rule. Pay attention to a motherfucker's actions. Pay attention to their body language, and you'll have them pretty much wrapped up. So everybody want to know, well, how do he knows everything always got people figured out? You know, when I used to make predictions on YouTube and all this other shit, I wasn't doing nothing fucking special. It was the 80-20 rule, motherfucker.
I'm watching these
I
motherfuckers.
pay attention to their actions and their body language, and 80% already told me what I needed to know.
Right.
The other 20, I could do wishful thinking and wishful guessing because I got 80% of what I needed from the situation. And it always panned out because I got the wealth, I got the full weight of what I needed to deal with. That was just like Terrence Crawford. 80% of me told me he was a barking
Right.
fucking chihuahua. So the other 20 is when he ran his fucking mouth. That's why you got to pay attention to people. You pay attention to people's actions, you pay attention to people's body language, and you'll understand what you're dealing with. Kanye West is not a perfect individual. And what people got to understand is Kanye West is 44 years old. He's only going to turn 45. That's only 4 years older than me. That's 6 years older than Ross. So you mean
Right.
to tell me a motherfucker that age
Supposed to
is
have everything.
perfect?
Know
A
everything.
motherfucker that age cannot make mistakes. A motherfucker that age cannot have shortcomings. Come on, man. Y'all tripping. And just because he has $1 billion, see, this is the problem with people. When someone's mod of success and their ability to reach success levels highly dwarfs the other person, you know what ends up happening, Ross? The hatred, the jealousy, and the envy of that person
Yeah.
clouds a person's normal ideology to view them and even any sympathetic and empathetic viewpoint. And the reason why is because they're so too busy being jealous and envious, and they're clouded by that. So it becomes a bias.
Yep. And that's my biggest problem with Hassan Campbell is he says a lot of good things, but he's so jealous of people who have more than him that he doesn't see the good in any celebrity. He paints them in a picture as if they're all evil and they're all doing this, they're all doing that because of the jealousy. Because they're not
Exactly.
all anything. All don't apply to everybody.
Yep.
But he does that because in his mind, that makes him better in some way, some form, some fashion. And at the end of the day, we're all human beings, none better than the other. We all have our shit with us.
Yep.
But but yeah, you said something profound when you said that. We so jealous, so envious,
Mm-hmm.
so void
Yeah.
of integrity that if somebody's more successful than us, we feel like we can't be empathetic towards them.
And the reason why I can say that and speak that is because that's the subject line. Anybody I've been with, whether I fuck them or it's people that know me in my inner circle, they could tell you that's been the that's been the if I could put a sign behind me, that's been the sign of my life. People always
Mm-hmm.
are jealous and envious and mad about me for something, and I'm sitting there like, what the fuck? What the fuck did I do to you?
Right.
Why are you so enamored with me or enamored with what I said or how I said it or how I did this or how I did that? That just tells me that you ain't got shit, too much shit going on in yourself. Because if you have the
Mm-hmm.
shit going on that you need to be having going on, you're not gonna be focused on me. You're not gonna be worried about me. You're not gonna be thinking about me. But the thing that I've come to realize, and it's becoming more profound with age, time, and experience, people are jealous of you the more you climb up because
Yep.
they want to be the ones that's in that position. And if they're not in that position, they're going to have no choice but to talk shit about you and call you all kinds of names, make inflammatory remarks, derogatory remarks, and say the most negative things. If you find it, you'll see that the most low life motherfuckers are the ones that always got some shit to say about somebody like Kanye West. You cannot sit here and, like I said before, and I will say it again, be a woman beater, casually say, man, I'll beat her fucking ass. I'll punch her in her fucking face if she come over here with my son, and I'll beat her shit. I don't care if I get arrested. You cannot say stupid shit like that. Shit like that should have you pull right up under the fucking jail cell. Shit like that should have you really, people should pile dirt on you and then have the nerve to say, well, Kanye West is not a great father and Kanye West doesn't know how to deal with his kids or whatever and this and that. what does that make you? That's like, I don't care what anybody tell me, and I know we all have our shortcomings, but to have a sinister mindset like that, to have a cryptic mindset like that, there is some darkness in you. For you to think that you could just say that and think that that's normal language, that's not normal talk. And
Yeah,
that makes me scared to want to have any woman around your ass. If
the
you can
black
sit there and just freely talk that way, that's dangerous. So what happens if somebody set your ass off? Last time I seen a motherfucker get set off like that was when I was watching Love and what they call that shit. It was like those hairstyle shows, something in Chicago. There was this dude that had a bad fucking attitude, man. This motherfucker had a short fucking temper. Everywhere he go, his woman had to calm him down. To me, that's the most unmasculine thing when you as a male, you can't keep your cool, calm, and collectedness, and you always losing your fucking cool. And
yeah,
it's your lady that has to keep you in check. And then you look like you want to beat your fucking lady up. I mean, what kind of shit is that?
yep, yeah. The black community definitely need therapy, man, and it's because of untreated trauma that there's no type of empathy for each other. And then the powers that be, they promote that. Like
Mm-hmm.
like like the podcasts that aren't put on by the people, the podcasts that are chosen for you, like the Joe Budden podcast and podcasts like that, the Breakfast Club, they promote and perpetuate those things that are your weaknesses.
Yeah.
Like Charlamagne said, he was speaking for us and he wasn't speaking right. He was like, "We don't care about you, Kanye. We don't care about your success. We don't care about you being Yeezys. We don't care about anything but the music you make for us." That's not how we felt about Kanye West. That's how his white bosses was telling him to speak,
Mm-hmm.
and he was doing that, speaking for us. We don't care about the Yeezys. That was a lie. The Yeezys was becoming the top sneaker in the
The
U.S. In the
Yeezy, the
U.S.
Yeezys are like Apple phones. You know how when the new Apple phone comes out, you see how everybody line up?
Yeah.
The motherfuckers be lined up outside ready to get Yeezys.
That was a lie, but that was him attempting to put Kanye West in a box. And that's
Yeah,
what
I
we
have
do.
cousins. I have cousins that are sneakerhead. And you know when I knew about Yeezys? I knew about Yeezys since shit, '05.
Yeah.
These cousins of mine, they used to do, I don't know if they still upkeep with it, but they do like they used to have like a little clothing line where they would do shirts and shit like that. And they would always rock their Yeezys with it. And I remember one of my cousins had Yeezys that came out. It was like kind of like a foam kind of Yeezy. It was gold as fuck. That shit, he said that shit was like close to $400. He said he never took that shit out the box. He didn't even want to breathe on it. He just kind of he kind of made it like a holograph. So I knew since then that Yeezys was getting traction.
Traction. Whenever you could resell something for a higher value,
Mm-hmm.
by the way, typically you buy something at a price and over age, it accumulates and becomes something that costs us more. Let's
Yep.
say a rookie card. Let's say whoever had Kobe Bryant's rookie card,
Yep.
they might have bought it for $5, maybe $2.50 out the Fleer
Mm-hmm.
pack. Now it's probably thousands of dollars after his
Yep.
pass. But Yeezy, as soon as they come out, they are now more valuable than they were before you bought them.
Yeah.
You can now sell that shoe you paid $250 for $2,000.
Yeah.
And then the first one he made with Air Yeezy, the Air Yeezy he made with Nike, the black one sold for over $1 million.
Damn.
Yes. So
Wow.
people not understanding this, the way he creates, people gravitate to.
Yeah.
So it was not fair. It was inaccurate for Charlamagne to say nobody cares about anything you do besides music. That was the powers that be telling Charlamagne to try to keep Kanye West in the box because they
Mm-hmm.
didn't want him touching. Because you touch people with these YouTube videos, we're touching people.
Yeah.
You touch people with books that you write, with
Yep.
articles that he writes. He has a website. He does
Yep.
articles. You're touching people. If you're not saying the things they want you to say, they want to keep a cap on you.
Exactly. You
They
become a
want to keep,
puppet. You're
yeah,
instrumentally a puppet.
And they can't make you be a puppet. They don't want you exposed to everyone.
Exactly. They
They
want to
want you exposed.
marginalize you.
They want to marginalize you. And so same thing with Joe Budden podcast. Then
Uh-huh.
when people get on their ass, they want to come behind and say, "Oh, we weren't promoting. We weren't promoting piracy. We were just saying that that's reality." Like, no, you said Joe Budden said we're not going to support this. We're gonna bootleg. We're gonna bootleg Kanye West shit because you should have done it this way. You should have did it the
Yep.
white man's way. It says you didn't do it the white man's way. We're gonna bootleg you. That was that. They used you to try to check Kanye West. That's exactly what it was.
Man, listen, man, and I could say this proudly. I've done more in my YouTube career than any YouTube channel has done for channels, because other YouTube channels, even if you stack me up with the highest levels of YouTubers, they haven't helped build up other YouTubers and other YouTube channels.
No,
I've
they
done
didn't.
this. I've done this just off the strength of people working with me and just asking me questions. I've spent countless hours, free consultation, didn't even charge motherfucker shit. People call me, hey man, how do you start up a channel? How do you do this? How do you do that? Da, 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 da. And I help people because I naturally felt that as a servant, it was incumbent upon me to help people. And I've sat here and watched people be lazy with the help and sit here and sit on their laurels, have all the talent in the world, and tell you, well, I have to have all this production. I have to have bullshit. You just need to get on a screen and fucking talk. Nobody cares about you having all this high production or whatever. If you have a certain skill set and you have a certain ability, the way you talk, the certain ability, the way you move, the certain ability, the way you unction yourself, you can be able to have a YouTube channel. There's nothing wrong with that. Or you
Mm-hmm.
can go whatever social media platform works for you. If you don't want to do YouTube channel, you can do fucking TikTok. If you don't want to do TikTok, you can tweet. If that's what you like to do, you can do that shit. There's so many ways to skin the cat. If you're a Facebooker, you just go on fucking Facebook, man. Cultivate you a group and work it that way. There's so many ways to skin the cat. There's not one cookie cutter. If you're a person that's really good with aesthetics and you're into pictures and images and shit like that, you want to do quick, short videos, you could do fucking Instagram. There's so many ways to skin the fucking cat. But to sit here and be lazy years in, years out, I've seen this even for one particular gentleman. I would have thought that you would already had a fucking channel. The channel would already been already blown the fuck up. And I would have thought that, he would have had a number of views. I've made him a household fucking name. All you had to do is just click, get a fucking channel. And all I always hear, hey man, and giving me fucking advice on, man, you should beef up your metrics. You should beef up the way that your special effects. Giving Tom Ross advice, you should beef up your special effects. You should beef up the way your look. Man, listen, stop being fucking lazy.
Oh,
Get behind the fucking mic and just cultivate you a fucking channel.
I think I know what you're talking about.
I mean, come on, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a good brother though. But yeah,
But it has to be. It has to be said.
I'll talk to him as well, and I told him he needs to start up his channel.
Yeah, it has to be said because people are just lazy as fuck.
Yeah, I talked to him,
and people get mad at me because they're like, man, you always listen.
I'm not mad at you.
Ross started something yesterday because I got on Reject Robin. So, well, guess what? If I started with Reject Robin, that means everybody gonna fucking get it. Well, once I get on that mode, everybody got to get. I got to go down that line and get everybody. You cannot sit here and tell me that you had all of these years to learn up on the meat. Now you learning up on the Ross, and you being lazy with the shit. I mean, what the fuck? And then, I gotta have the metrics right. Listen, don't tell me and give me fucking advice on how to build a channel when I've already built my fucking channel. Don't tell Ross and give Ross advice how to build a channel. Ross already got a fucking channel. Go get you a fucking channel.
You just gotta start, man. Like a lot of people ask me advice for writing books and putting books together, and I ask them one simple question: have you started writing? I know I haven't started writing. I'll be like, man, call me back after you started writing. Because you can get all the fucking advice in the world, right?
Exactly.
I can give you all the advice in the world, but if you aren't writing, it means nothing. You should have accumulated notebooks and shit that you've written that you could edit into a book before you start even thinking about a book.
Exactly.
You want me? How do you use Kindle Unlimited? How do you do this? How you? I'm like, bro, you start writing like now. Hey man, don't waste my time. Contact me when you created the book, when you've done writing the book, because I believe people get excited by the idea of things, but the actual it's going to take to knock it out. They don't even have it, or they not trying to have it.
Yeah.
And bro, I'm about action at the end of the day. I'm about action. If you're not about action, then we're gonna have some. There's gonna be times when you lose me because I'm looking at it like, damn, that's a good idea. Why don't you use it?
Yeah, and people gotta this is the thing.
I
I'm
don't
at
like
this
taking.
point.
I don't like doing niggas' ideas unless I know you're not gonna do it, and it makes perfect sense for me to do it. Then I'll do it. But if you have such a great idea, why don't you execute it?
Exactly. Don't sit here and tell me about, why don't you do this and why don't you do I got time people tell me I'm already doing. When you're already doing, motherfucker can't tell you what to do, especially when they're not doing. And then they want to use other celebrities. I'm not other celebrities. I am me, and I'm gonna continue to move the way that I'm moving. So just go out there and fucking do. I've seen people that have showed up on my platform and have become enemies of the platform. I don't know for what reason. That's why I said I take it all back to that story that I told you. Why do you think I told you that story in AIT? I always have these types of individuals all of my life. That version, what the story that I outlined to you guys
Yeah,
in AIT, I've always had that happen to me from 19 years old on. That shit is just it's the story of my life. It is what it is. That's the cross I gotta fucking carry. But I've seen these motherfuckers turn around and at least make a YouTube channel and put in work and do live streams. They follow. They listen. I gave a good blueprint. I gave you guys the ability to be professional. There was none of that shit going on YouTube. You have all these people telling you lightweight champion, 135-pound, reciprocating the same bullshit you already fucking know. Who gives a fuck? It gives people the ability to narrate. Create live streams are the way that they are on sports because I set a standard. I set a fucking a tone. And the funny thing about it is this was the lightning spark, the lightning bulb for a lot of people to do what the fuck they needed to do and how they move. If people were smart and played their positions and realized, because everybody's not a number one. Ross is a number one. Ross can stand on his own. Ross is his own entity. Everybody's not Ross. Some motherfuckers are number twos. Some motherfuckers are number threes. Some motherfuckers are number fours. If these motherfuckers knew this shit and stayed up under me, they would have a ride all the way through. They would be pushing themselves all the way through. They wouldn't see Ross lapping them up. That wouldn't have fucking happened to them.
yeah,
They wouldn't be in bad positions. But see, people are short sighted. They listen to so many people, and all I get, I remember over the years, all I was getting was people coming back at me. We're gonna do this video against HeKnows. We're gonna do this video. Ross had told me about this guy that did this video because I talked about Jerron Ennis, and I told the truth about it. That's why I said I laugh at this shit with people because it's like I don't go out of my mind and I don't go out of my way to do things in spite of people. I do things because it just makes sense to do it. Like
mm-hmm.
I'm not sitting here in my mind thinking about you like that. I'm thinking about what the conventional wisdom and the conventional ideology is being put out there. And since I'm a person that diametrically goes against conventional ideology because I know conventional ideology has a lot of following behind it, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm a natural born leader, I'm gonna cut against that shit. That's just the way that I am. I've been told by colleagues years ago, Ross. Oh, you don't always cut against the grain. When you always cut against the grain, that fucks you up. Did I listen to that shit? No. If I
Right.
did listen to that, I would succumb to it and become like everybody else. I'm gonna always be the way that I'm gonna always be. Ross is gonna be the way that Ross is always gonna be. But you guys, all the opportunities, and I'm not gonna just talk about the negativity. I'm gonna talk about positivity too. I've seen brothers that have taken the advices that I told them and shit that I've told them, and I've seen their channels flourish, bruh. I've seen it flourish, Ross.
I'm one of them.
Yes.
I
I've
want
seen the shit
to.
flourish. I mean,
Do,
Ross is the reason why I don't use Ross because Ross is too great of an example. Like, I have to stop using him because his example is just too great. But I've seen other people.
I mean, if it's the truth, it's the truth.
It's the truth, but it's like the greatest example. I've seen other people whose examples are not like Ross, but I've seen them flourish. They got their own shit going on, and they're moving and they're trending. And all they did was just quickly call me, "Oh, he knows." Da, 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 da. And I just told him real quick, da, 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 "This is what you got to do." Da, 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 da. So when people see that I don't have patience for people that have been around the channel since I really started, what, 19? That's when I really was active. When people see me, if I don't have patience for you or I limit my time from you, it's because you're wasting my fucking time. If I gave you all those gems and those jewels to be productive and do what you had to do, and then you sit on your laurels and you want to be all mad, or because you didn't agree because I said something that went against, or you want me to admit that I'm wrong, motherfucker, it's my platform. Toe the
But
fucking line. I'm not gonna sit there and succumb to you on my platform. If I'm wrong about something, I'm gonna say that I'm wrong. But I'm not gonna sit there and acquiesce completely because what you wanna. No, you're at the end of the day, you're still a guest.
he knows. He knows. You know what it is? This is what it is, man.
Mm-hmm.
We as a people, particularly as black men, we do not know how to disagree with each other, man.
Yep.
You could disagree and not be disrespectful. You could disagree, and it's like it's always a predicament when black men are talking where one person expects to be dominant and another person expects
Mm-hmm.
to be the other person expects the other one to be submissive.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's more about a change in ideals. Me, I
Mm-hmm.
expect to be dominant over people I consider my enemies,
Yep.
not my brothers. Now, sometimes your brothers put you in a predicament where you have to be dominant over them because they are in the way and you have to lead them least out of your way.
Yep.
Least out of your way so you don't run through their fucking ass like an enemy.
Yep.
You have to lead them, right? But I don't expect to be dominant over you. I expect to change ideals and perspectives with my brothers.
Yeah.
But this is the trick. When you express an idea that hurts somebody's feelings, instead of them seeing exactly what you're saying, that I'm not trying to hurt you, I'm saying this in a way to light a fire under your ass, people get offended.
Yeah.
And okay, you've been offended, but don't think the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario was I wasn't trying to hurt you. The truth hurts you because the truth hurts.
Exactly.
Sometimes you could be saying some shit God give you to say, and you cut yourself.
Yeah.
And you be like, God damn, man, I be doing that goofy shit too.
And that's the thing, Ross. Motherfuckers forgot my mission statement. My
Mm.
mission statement, Ross, remember the mission. I have this shit. If you click on your channel, everybody should have their mission statement. It says you're about us. My about us says, I don't tell you what you want to hear. I tell you what the fuck you need to hear. That
Right,
includes you when you need to fucking hear it.
right.
And the
You do?
problem is people have been so caught up in what has been selective to what they want to hear that when it finally is something that they don't want to hear, they get offended to it.
They get offended.
Ross
And
don't get offended to some shit that I say because I said something that's diametrically opposed to him. Now, if I go out of my way and I mention him by name and I am disrespectful, which that
right.
would never happen, I never, and that's the thing. People who's too stupid, I have to say this shit. Ross, excuse me for a second, 'cause I like get a little vulgar. You know me. Me and you a little different.
Yeah.
Sometimes I got dish rag motherfuckers. People can sometimes can be too stupid and too dumb as fuck. The term I used to use is called dodo fucking heads, and think that me and Ross have a problem because we have difference of fucking opinions. That's called arguments. That's called debate. That's called discourse. Have you motherfuckers been in school? When people have discourse, they have arguments, they have debates. They're not diametrically at odds with one another. It's just the fact that they don't see eye to eye. When you are diametrically opposed to someone, that's when you have beef.
Me and you both have fathers in our lives, though.
Yeah.
In a single parent household, because a good portion of my life, I came up in a single parent household, but I was back and forth with my grandma, shit like that. In a single parent household, you have no room to. A lot of times, a man will be like, "Explain yourself." They want to know. Oh yeah, I'm about to beat your ass. You know
Yeah.
that. You see the belt right here.
Yep.
Or you might say some shit that might be make me put the belt up. But I need to know why the fuck did you do this?
Mm-hmm.
Why you think that way? Why did you say that? Men do that. Women, if you say something they don't agree with, they on your ass, and you could be your mother's enemy if you're not agreeing with them.
Mm-hmm.
Your dad, seems like your dad, no matter how fucked up you are, your dad really love all his kids the same.
Yeah.
Your father really do. I love all y'all the same. You can be like, how you love me the same as him? This motherfucker been in jail in all his life because he understand his son.
Mm-hmm.
I understand why this motherfucker in jail. You know, that's still my son. I love him to death. But your mother might treat him like, man, either she might baby him because she knows she fucked up, or she might outcast him because she feel that's an extension of her failure.
Exactly.
That's what that's the reason why we got to get these men back in the house, and we got to start letting niggas know that it's okay to disagree.
Yep.
It's okay to not see things the same way somebody else sees it. And it's
Yep.
okay to never see things the same way they see it, but you have to respect the way they see it.
Yep.
That's the problem. That's what we're missing.
Yep.
You have to. I don't see that way, but I respect that he has that vision.
Yep.
Because 10 years down the line, you might be thinking like him.
Yep.
And everything that happens within your sight and your hearing and your touch, God is allowing that to happen.
Yep.
So it's a reason why people come to your circle. And they might
Yep.
say some of the most fucked up shit that you ever heard. You gotta think about why they said it, because there's a reason why God allowed them to say it to you.
Exactly.
You can't just be so dismissive of everything.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I think it's so easy for people to say Kanye did something I don't like, he cut off, because that's how their mothers was. Your mother cut you off when you did something you didn't like. There
Yep.
wasn't an unconditional love there. You needed a father, and niggas need therapy, bro.
Yep.
Because you wouldn't be so easy just to cut off people who look like you and to take the side of people who don't over
Mm-hmm.
something petulant. Petty
Yep.
is a nickname for the word petulant.
Yep.
Petulant is the root word.
Mm-hmm.
Petulant means something so minute, something so passe. It's beneath you to
Mm-hmm.
care about. To care about. Kim Kardashian's feelings when Kim Kardashian. If Kanye knew what he was getting into when he married Kim Kardashian, she knew what the fuck she was getting into when she married
Mm-hmm.
him. It's a two-way street. So I don't want to see her crying.
Yep.
Bitch, if we can't have no remorse, we can have no empathy for Kanye.
Yep.
Where do we find empathy for Kim Kardashian? Since when she become a national treasure in the black community?
Yep.
And Pete Davidson. How come we care so much about Pete Davidson's mental health, but we don't give a fuck about Kanye? Kanye's just crazy. Pete Davidson needs to be handled with care.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We had to get back to our people first, holding our people accountable with empathy amongst each other, and holding everybody else ass to the fucking fire.
Yeah.
That's how we need to be, man. And I'm gonna stand on that. My channel, you're gonna see that. And if you
Mm-hmm.
don't like it, if you don't like that I'm coming to the defense of black men, then don't come.
That's it.
That's
And at
fine.
the same time, we hold our own accountable. Me, one thing that I don't have patience for, and I'm gonna always be that way because that's my personality, and I'm not changing that. If I have helped you in any fashion, I'm not gonna be the first one to reach out. You got to be the first one to reach out because I Jay-Z'd you. That's the way that I look at it. I'm the Jay-Z in the situation. So whenever you seen Jay-Z be the first one to reach out, that don't fucking happen. So if you was given the opportunity to have your face on my channel, whether you look greasy as fuck that day, whether you look like you just finished eating 100 burgers that day, and you getting ready to go on like whether you burping like a motherfucker, whether you sitting there, I see it all. I don't say nothing because I have to be the professional one. I got to keep a professional face. Ross knows if y'all pay attention to my face, I'm a Haitian to the core. Haitian people will tell you everything you need to know by looking at their fucking face. They will tell you every fucking thing. I'm laughing at you. You don't know I'm laughing at you. I'm sitting there and looking at you like, okay, how this motherfucker come up in here looking all sweaty and greasy as fuck. But I got a show to go. I have a show to run. So if you want to look the way you want to fucking look, that's on you. But I got a show. This is a show, and I got to get this show going, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. But if you didn't learn anything, you didn't apply anything, and you want to sit there and go so many years later and still want to be, I'll be a guest, and oh, I want to do this and I want to do that. I'm not reaching out to you. You can fucking kick rocks. That's not fucking happening. Not on this fucking channel. That shit is not happening. And people need to understand that. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing that, I want people to get.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing that I want people to understand when it comes to the way and the metrics of the way YouTube works. Everybody has a responsibility, and the responsibility everyone has is to put in your own fucking work. When you go to your 9-to-5 job, your boss assigns you tasks and duties, right? Do you sit there and so many years later still keep, well, how do you do this? Or do you eventually figure out what your tasks and duties are and do it? Because if you don't figure it out eventually, they're going to realize you're not competent. And if they realize you're not competent, guess what? Your replacement is right fucking there.
Right. Next you know, you'll be training your replacement.
Exactly. So why the fuck you think you can come up here and have that mentality in a different sense? See, this is what I'm talking about, and this is what people don't understand. And I've been saying this over and over again. Learn, pay attention. Because if you have an opportunity to learn and pay attention and cultivate something, you do it. The easiest way to build your channel on YouTube is to build it off a channel that's already established. I have people that have 3 years that had an opportunity to build their channel off of me. And they sitting here 3 years later, hey man, when you going live? My ex-wife, man, that woman, boy, one thing I had loved about that woman, y'all think I'm cold-blooded? That woman was cold fucking blooded. That woman be like, listen, why you still have patience for these type of motherfuckers, man? They sitting here 3-4 years later looking, and she used to use that term. That shit was funny as hell. It's a term women use. I love when they say that shit. These motherfuckers coming on your shit looking greasy as fuck. Every time she say that shit, I bust out fucking laughing. Looking greasy as fuck on your live, not looking clean and tailored up. And then they want to sit here 3-4 years later telling you when we going fucking live. When they should be going live the damn selves.
Right.
Ross has gone live for those years. And you know what's happened? What I've seen in those years, I've seen after a while, Ross is like, hey man, when you coming to live on my channel? I was like, oh shit. This motherfucker, okay. All right. And then next thing you know, a lot of strategies. I see a lot of strategies implemented. I see the narration. I see the skill set, but in his own way. He used his own style. In no way did he copy me. No way that he was just trying to be like me. He was being himself.
Right.
You know what he did?
The structure, because thing is, I didn't know nothing about going live, but what I did, but I saw people go live before. But what I saw was people just come on the camera, and either they'll just start talking and you don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Until they finally start saying something interesting, or they will just be like eating some food, just looking at the what's the name, and just waiting for somebody to say something, and then like no. And to me, that was never what I wanted to get into. So the model, how you did it, introduce the channel, say what we're gonna talk about, then talk about it. To me, that makes sense because as a writer, you have an introduction, you have a plot, then you end the book.
Yeah.
Well, it made sense to me, so I went with it.
And and not only did he went with it, he did it in his own way. Because that's the thing. You're supposed to we all take from people. Me, I take from, Eric Thomas. He's a great motivational speaker. I take from a lot of different people. Jordan Peterson. I take from a lot of different people. I listen to them. Their ability to orate is off the fucking charts. These guys can orate in a room in front of millions of people. They don't bust a sweat. And it's like, it ain't shit to them. You could bust a fart out. They'll probably laugh about how your farts stink and still go back to the conversation. That's how smooth they are in their oration. I've watched Obama. I've studied him, his oration ability, his pause ability, his cadence ability, his delivery ability. Man, I could go on and on about that shit. Yeah. That man's oration ability is off the fucking charts. Bill Clinton.
That's how he became president. Because he didn't keep none of those promises. He can talk.
Exactly. He keep none
He
of this
talk
shit.
like
But
a
that
motherfucker.
motherfucker speak his ass off.
He talk like a motherfucker. He was like, yeah, I ain't got no choice but to vote for this good talking motherfucker.
Exactly. Bill Clinton, his strategy, his ability to retract, his ability to never admit what you want him to admit. The motherfucker said, I didn't, the motherfucker said, I had sexual relations. What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Y'all don't understand the genius
That's a
behind
legal.
that.
That's a legal term for sex.
Yes. Y'all don't understand the genius
So
behind that
he's
already.
saying, yeah, I did fuck her, but
Because
he's saying,
he's not acquiescent to fully saying he had sex.
right.
He's leaving it to your imagination to think what the
If,
fuck he did.
if you don't know the legal term for sex, then you just like, oh, maybe he held her hand,
Yes,
or maybe they kissed, but really he was getting domed up.
exactly. So everyone has had
This nigga said,
somebody that they've used.
this nigga said yes. He said yes. I did smoke, but I didn't inhale.
Yep, yep. I mean, the beauty behind speaking that way, the beauty behind doing it and then doing it with confidence and doing it in a way, and Donald Trump, his ability to state the obvious, but act like the obvious is not obvious. I mean, he has a unique
But
ability to do that shit, man.
he has a unique ability of saying things that's true in a way
Mm-hmm.
that make you hate him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Straight up, because a lot of shit he was saying on YouTube, I mean on Twitter, was actually true.
Yeah.
What he said,
Mm-hmm.
what he said, the black community can't really go any wrong. They vote for me because America's done nothing for them anyway. That's the
Exactly.
truth.
It's the truth.
Nigga was mad as a motherfucker when he said they can't
But
really get
because
no.
he's white hair, blue eye, and he said, "Oh, he's racist."
That was the truth. What he said, they can't really get no lower than where they already at because America's never ever done anything for them. He said, at least for
Exactly.
me, he said, at least for me, they'll have a fighting chance. Nigga was mad. That
Exactly.
was the truth.
He
Y'all got
told
mad
the
because he
truth.
said it so casual, like he don't give a fuck. He's not supposed to give a fuck. He a white man.
Exactly.
We want everybody to love and care about us. They're never gonna love and care about us.
Exactly.
We gotta love and care about ourselves. You want the nigga to say,
Exactly.
"Oh, you guys are the greatest of all time." What the white man like telling black people that shit, man. Real
Exactly.
black white man, with white man, though, he never gonna tell you that, even if it's true.
Exactly.
It's a pride thing. They ain't gonna tell you that. Why we care so much about what they think about us personally? Are they doing their job by you? Me personally, I've been in the military. I work with a lot of white people. I have nothing against them. I have, you know what I mean. Long as there is respect there, as long as they have a duty to me that they're doing, if they are my officer, they can take care of my admin and all that. I don't have a problem with them. I don't have a problem with them, but they get personal with me. Because it's not personal. I'm not personal with these people. I do my job, I take my ass the fuck home. And if we can be cordial, we can be cordial. But if we can't, don't speak to me, I won't speak to you. Unless there's some shit going on, then I'll take care of whatever I need to take care of. Then I'm going home. I don't get this shit of we want every white person we encounter to praise and worship and want and to like us.
And
That's how you get.
you know what's the beauty of it, Ross? This is what accountability looks like. Accountability reeks. There's nothing cute about accountability. Accountability is tough.
Right.
And if people always want to say, man, he knows, he's always this, he's always that, he knows, the motherfucker act like his nose is in the air. He knows always act like listen, man, it's accountability. It's not about nose in the fucking air. At some point in your life, Ross has to deal with this because Ross is actively in the military. A motherfucker, I work in a state organization where this shit happens all the time. A motherfucker is always going to hold you accountable. At some point in your life, you're going to have to face accountability. Do you want to face it the worst kind of way? Or do you want to face it from a he knows that's just telling you, stop being lazy, man. Just build your fucking channel. That's the easiest. If somebody just told me that, that's the easiest version of accountability. Do you want the worst kind of accountability where they tell you, hey man, here's your pink slip. You no longer have a job.
Yeah. um I didn't ask HeKnows for any advice on my channel until I already had the channel built, man. You know what I mean? What the fuck? Why would I ask for any advice if I'm not even sure this is what I want to do?
Exactly.
When I was just dibbling and dabbling, because I had made a few videos before I even met him or came across his channel, but I was just dibbling and dabbling just to see if I could do it. And those videos got a couple of views. I said, whoa. I said, okay, if I would decide to do this, I could do this. You know what I mean? And if I knew what I knew now, I would have made at least 10 videos of that ilk because that my first video had got to like 800 to 1,000 views. I had roasted Carcino for life. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. And I'm glad that you did that because you know why? You wasn't roasting him because you wanted to roast him. You just didn't like the fact that what this motherfucker was talking about just didn't make fucking sense. Again, it goes back to
Right,
accountability, man. You
right,
got to hold motherfuckers accountable. I've hold a lot of people accountable. The risk element, the risk factor. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. The risk element, the risk factor of people that I've held accountable. Sometimes I look back, I'm like, damn, what? That was a huge fucking risk. In the moment, after I've looked after the fact, but in the moment, I wasn't thinking about the risk factor. I was thinking about this motherfucker said some dumb shit. So I
right,
need to tell them they said some dumb shit or they said some shit that just didn't make fucking sense.
right.
This is what accountability is all about, man. If you're sitting here since 2018, 2019, I've had grown ass men, Ross. I have to say this, man, because this shit is true. I'm an OG in this bit. When you're OG, Ross is soon to be OG too. He don't feel that he's there yet, but soon he gonna start wagging that swag. He's gonna say you're OG in this bitch. I'm an OG in this bitch, man.
Right.
And when I have grown ass men DMing me, that makes me feel weird.
Uh, See, you can go overboard.
I feel
They
very
can,
weird when
they
that
can
happens.
DM me. I don't like having the same conversation over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
they can send me messages and shit. Like I just want a new message. I want to get a message of I should start up my channel. Um, I'm not getting any traction. What do
yeah.
you suggest? But I just don't like having the same. And even the person, even people, everybody who knows me know I don't like having the same conversation over and over and over again.
Don't
Everybody.
fucking DM me, man. Send me an email. A DM is supposed to be opposite sex. That's how I've always learned it. So when you see I don't respond, you send me a fucking DM. That's the reason why. The fucking look like a grown ass man DMing me, man. What the fuck is that?
Oh,
Who raised you?
I thought you were talking about. I thought you were talking about a text. You don't want niggas
Nah,
texting you
not a fucking text. I'm talking about
on
whether
the
it's
social
been
media. You talking about social
Facebook
media?
Messenger or Instagram. That shit is creepy, man. That
Yeah,
shit
yeah,
is
I ain't gonna
bad.
lie. When niggas hit me up that I don't know, I automatically be like, I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't use that word. I'll be like, I'm not gay, man, to let you know. Because some of them be gay. And then some of them be like, oh, I'm not gay either. I just want to know where I can find your book. I'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, man. Hey, but you can find the book here. I'll be like, I just got to let you know. The reason why I start off that way is because I get a lot of unwarranted emails, and it be from alternative lifestyle. So I'm letting niggas know off the bat, that, hey, man, I'm not a fun boy. I don't know what you want. They be like, I don't want anything from
Exactly.
you.
So if you want to message me, just say, hey, what's your email address? And then say what you got to say in the fucking email. I think that's professional and it doesn't come across as weird as fuck. Then
Right,
you got these guys, a lot of times they're not even saying shit that's weird to that extent, but then they feel they want to be a soap opera talking box. This is when I realized a lot of these men don't have father figures, they don't have father role models, father personalities. And honestly, if they're being honest with themselves, and it's okay. I can pop my chest and say it. They probably look at me as their father. Maybe I'm fathering them. I don't know. But how about you just go out blatantly say, hey, he knows I see you as a father. I see you as a father figure. And once you tell me that, I'm gonna have all of the compassion, the sympathy, and the empathy in the world. But if I don't
right,
know that's the way you fucking thinking, I'm gonna be cold-hearted with your ass because I don't do DMs. I don't do none of this bullshit.
right.
It's that simple for me. I don't do that. That's weird fucking behavior. At least in my generation, when I grew up, that's weird fucking behavior. Shit like that's not supposed to happen.
Yeah, man. And then if they send you emails, send emails where you're building. Don't send me emails saying like, basically, just what I'm able to do without you, and I'm better than you, and all type of goofy
Yeah,
shit. Yeah, like, okay, fine, man. You okay? Like Kanye said, you blowing up fantastic.
exactly.
But kind of find out here, another nigga came right behind you and swooped
And
past.
lapped your ass. Don't send me all these fucking. I'm telling you, man. Over these years, I've had some of the weirdest shit that's happened to me, man. And I sit back. I sit back in these moments. I'm. These are the times. This is the one comment I've never said to Ross. Is I've only said this to myself. Nobody. I'll pop a whiskey out and say, "Why the fuck is this happening to me?
Right.
What the fuck did I do to this individual for this individual to think they can do some shit like this?" And you know what
Mm-hmm.
this tells me? It tells me what I've been saying all along. There's a missing ingredient. There's a missing component to all of these individuals. You find it. It's like they're all crying out. They don't know how to cry out. And they're using you as an scapegoat to cry out. But here's
Yeah.
the thing. I'm going to make it very fucking clear. How about you just already cry out and say, look, I don't have my shit together. That's the most manly fucking thing to do. The most manly thing to do is to admit your fucking faults and have your flaws. I'm not perfect. I do dumb shit all the fucking time. I still do dumb shit to this day. But it's okay.
Oh, that's profound. And when you think about it, it makes sense. All these people who don't mind, sometimes Kanye might say some shit that's off the fucking wall.
Mm-hmm.
And he needs people to say, nah, I don't agree with that. It's fine. But all these people that are super overly critical of Kanye, they
Yeah.
really crying out and saying, I need help. Look
Ross
at me,
got it.
man.
Ross got it. Ross, you got it. That was the bigger point of what I was saying.
I
Ross,
need help. Look at
that's the
me.
thing with Ross. Ross
Like,
always gets it.
yeah.
Hopefully, if Ross didn't break that shit down to y'all, I know that shit would have went over a lot of people's fucking heads, and I would have had to now get to the point where I had to explain myself. A lot of people are crying out. They just don't want to tell you they're crying out because they have some false sense, Ross, some false sense of security that if they say that, it's making themselves look like they're weak. If anything, it's strength.
Right.
Because in a 12-step program, the first step is admitting that you
And
were in
mentors.
denial.
Right. And mentors.
Thank you.
That I am an alcoholic.
Yes. So admit. Because if you don't do that shit, you know what's going to end up happening? You're going to find yourself 4 years later hitting me up. Yo, man, you should get special effects and you should get this and you should get that. And let's work on the you're going to do the same shit that you did 4 years ago. And you know what the definition of insanity is? Doing the same shit over and over again and expecting different fucking results.
but to be fair, that's the homie. And yeah, you're right. At some point, you gotta start applying it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I see that is a failure. Being afraid to fail. Being afraid to fail will have you in a perpetual cycle of grand ideas, the fantasizing of those ideas,
Mm-hmm.
the speaking and the elaborate of those ideas, but never the fruition and the completion of those ideas.
Yeah.
And they
And
usually
it's okay to fail because I've seen my channel go through switches. I've seen it go through stagnancy. I've seen it go through ups. I've seen it go through downs. I don't give a fuck because at the end of the day, I'm not doing this shit to because I see it's a short game. I'm doing this shit because I'm passionate about it. And
mm-hmm.
my passion sometimes cannot speak to everyone. I don't care if it doesn't always speak to everyone. I'm doing this because I'm passionate about it. Somebody's gonna get the message. Somebody's gonna love what I gotta say, and eventually, shit is gonna move the way that it's supposed to move. And what
Mm-hmm.
happened? Now I'm seeing this upsurge again. because I stayed on fucking course. You gotta learn to do that, man.
And you could have given up. If you
Yep.
was a duo type person, you couldn't give up because you had success early.
Yep.
Whenever you have success early at something,
Mm-hmm.
and you fall off or you get stagnant, it's kind of most people give up at that point because they
Yep.
think you're supposed to do this.
Yep.
When you do this, then you plateau for a little bit. Most
Mm-hmm.
people quit at that plateau.
Yep.
But if you keep pressing that plateau, you can shoot up again. It's like a fire video you create.
And
It
you
don't
know,
just shoot up like this. It
and
shoot
you know
up.
what my plateau was? My plateau wasn't because I wasn't um delivering something that was still not great. My plateau was because you have a bunch of, and that's why I keep saying it. You have a bunch of bitter guys that they just didn't want to admit their fault. So, oh, we're gonna take this out on HeKnows. I've had people say this to me, man. We're gonna take this shit out on you. We're gonna. I'm not gonna support you no more. So, that maybe sound cold-hearted to you, but so do I
Right.
care? No, because at the end of the day, when you're loyal, you're gonna be loyal. Loyalty is not something that has to be put on a fucking leash where you put it around somebody's neck and tie it and say, I'm gonna strangle you with it. Loyalty is what the fuck it is. It's just plain old loyalty. If you're gonna be loyal, you're gonna be fucking loyal.
So that's why I see in our community there's a lot of fear of failure, and therefore because there's a natural fear of failure, we kind of hate those who always succeed.
Yep.
Because you're looking at somebody like Kanye, and you're like, damn, this nigga came out of nowhere. He succeeded in as a producer. You know how many people in Chicago that was trying to produce? Kanye came out of nowhere and became the top producer in Chicago. Danny became the top producer in hip hop.
Exactly.
Danny became an up and coming hot rapper. Then the second album, by the end of his first album, he was the hottest rapper in Chicago.
Yep.
Then he became on the second album right there next to Jay.
Yep.
As far as putting out quality work and putting out quality features.
Yep.
Then he kept surging, making these classics. Then all of a sudden this nigga started making shoes.
Yep.
Then he became the best at making shoes. You know what I'm saying? You seeing this nigga have all the success and no fear, and instead of saying, you know what, somehow, some way, I got to get rid of this fear, man. This fear holding me back. You say, well, I can't talk about the fear. That's something I wish I had. Let me use this opportunity to where he's not doing so good and shit on him.
Exactly.
He's not really good at women, so bitch, Kanye, bitch ass nigga, man. Yeah, bitch nigga, man. Kim Kardashian, man. She leaving him, man. Nigga, if you ain't had no bitches, if a bitch ain't leave you,
Exactly.
if you ain't get to the point where you made a bitch so upset that she said I ain't dealing with you no more, you ain't never had no bitches, man.
Exactly.
You ain't had no bitches. If you ain't have a bitch, you ain't trying to be so mad. She said, you know, I can't do this shit no more with you. You go your way, I go my way. You're not gonna, because the thing is, when you're a true alpha, women leave you all the time because you want AQS to them.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, they telling you you're a true alpha. You don't. I'm trying to get you to bend to what I want you to do. You're not doing it. I'm gonna find a Pete Davidson because he gonna do it.
Yep.
And she find a Pete Davidson. You know what weak ass black people doing? They're applauding a beta male.
Yep.
Oh, then he's jealous. He ain't jealous of Pete Davidson.
Mm-mm.
He just feel like it's within my rights to diss this nigga because this nigga, they brought me on SNL and disrespected me.
Yeah.
She said, "Help me get ready for an acting gig with SNL." And he did a husband thing, got her ready. And in acting, they do kiss people, right?
Yep.
Come to find out, she really liked this nigga, and they fucking.
Yep.
That's disrespect. So you
Yep.
mean tell me he don't got the right to diss this nigga? Who is he? Who is Pete Davidson for the black people to give up? I'm gonna always drive that point home.
Yeah, but because he's white. That's why.
Right.
Let's be honest. And Kanye is black. That's what it is.
And our own people read.
Because if Pete Davidson was black, we wouldn't even be having this conversation.
The black motherfuckers be kind of Pete Davidson. Like he took it over Kanye
Yep.
leftovers.
Yep.
If he was black, it's leftovers. But he white.
Yep.
Kanye's mad. Black men are making
And you have
videos.
Kid Cudi dressing like he's a woman and he's right there with Pete Davidson, and people are co-signing the behavior. But if Pete Davidson looked like Kid Cudi, they would be like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
Right.
They would
Black.
basically be saying, "Does Kid Cudi have mental health issues?" That's
Right.
what they would be saying. But
Black
they're
people.
not saying that because he's walking around with Pete Davidson, who's painting his nails, which is effeminate behavior,
Right.
coloring his hair, which is effeminate behavior, and they probably booty duking each other. Who fucking
Right.
knows? And then at the same time, because Pete Davidson is white, they're co-signing the behavior.
Co-signing behavior. We still have a slave mentality, man.
Yep.
And let me say this right quick. Damn, I had no tip of my tongue, but you were saying some good shit.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
You had me in a row, man. You enlightened the power of the topic.
yeah. So you said the power of the mind.
The
I mean,
power of the topic.
oh
No,
yeah,
we ain't doing no power of the mind. You are remember you lapped that motherfucker 500 plus subs. There ain't no power of
yeah,
the mind. It's power of the damn topic.
yeah. So okay. Wait, this is what I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to Kanye West, if if he was white, then people will understand everything he was saying.
Yep.
They'll understand why he needs to reach the top of understand his ambition. His
Mm-hmm.
ambition wouldn't be questioned.
Yep.
We don't question white men ambition.
No, we don't.
Nobody has ever said Warren Buffett is too old. He needs to stop having ambition.
Yep.
Nobody never said Bill Gates needs to stop making computers.
Yep.
But when Kanye say, I'm slow down on music and start working on fashion, we don't care about your fashion.
Mm-hmm.
It's us that's hurting us more than anybody. Because if we're united, we can't be hurt.
Well, he had to slow down on music to make fashion because music wasn't gonna. If he's focused on music the whole time, he wouldn't be in the financial position that he's in right now.
He had to slow
Music
down.
is an exchange. It's a medium. Bun B did a shorts a few times where he talked about how Jay-Z leveraged music to go into these other business ventures. This is what got him the money. Music don't get
Mhm.
you because of the fact that you are crippled by the agencies. And when you're crippled by the agencies, i.e., music executives and music industries, they turn around, Ross, and guess what? They give you a penny on a fucking dollar.
All right. They'll pay. Some of these people and some of these comments need to be fucking blocked.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, because it's just a lack of respect for the lives, man. We're not talking about that goofy shit.
Yeah.
Come on, man. But anyway, we have a hatred of success when it comes to black. Only successful black men we like are homosexuals or men who keep their head down and grovel and beg and plead
Or men that cross dress.
and seek
Because
white
Dave Chappelle asked the question, why do black men
always
have
got wear
to,
dresses.
why do black men that look strong, that look, powerful, tough, that are exuding masculinity, buzzing testosterone, have to be put in a position where they have to wear a fucking dress? Why do we have to emasculate them?
And that's the
They did
thing.
that to LeBron James. Y'all love LeBron, right? They made him put
Right.
on a fucking dress for an insurance commercial.
But that's the thing, man. The thing about it is this has nothing to do with right or wrong. It's more so about the hatred of success. Because if Kid Cudi was as successful as Kanye West, he put on that dress, they would give him hell.
Yeah.
Only the real niggas gave Kid Cudi hell because he's not successful.
Yeah.
He had marginal success with Kanye, but he hadn't had that high level of success that Kanye has. Kanye
And you
can't
have
wear.
rappers that they are homosexual, but they wanted to give them the terminology metrosexual, like these Uzi Verts, Young Thugs, all these motherfuckers wearing dresses and shit. Let's
The
be
homo-
honest. Those underlying issues, those underlying undertones was always there.
yeah, yeah. They wear girl clothing.
Yeah,
If you wear girl clothing because you're a rapper and you want to, there's something in there that makes you want to wear the girl
exactly.
clothing. Before, I'm not. That's not a image thing because you
Yep.
can do anything to get an image.
Yep.
because people will follow anything. One thing I know about the American public, they're not the brightest. You could be a nigga who every time they see you, you always got a red bull in your hand.
Yep.
That could be your image. As long as you got that red bull, every time they see you, the 1,000th time they see you, it's now your image. You don't gotta
Mm-hmm.
wear no dress, man. You don't gotta wear no dress. You know what I'm saying? Niggas wear that dress because that's what they get told to wear.
Exactly.
And the fact that we don't have a problem with that, but we have a problem with Kanye making a claymation video of an insult to Pete Davidson, that's a big issue to me. Because nobody got hurt in that video.
Nobody did. And
Nobody
and
got
and
hurt. Who gives a fuck? And he made a video about Pete Davidson. Who cares? The whole black community is on their knees gagging Pete Davidson, dude. Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to say. He knows.
mm-hmm.
You have black men on YouTube, black men now
Mm-hmm.
making videos saying the only reason why Kanye is mad is because Kim Kardashian now got a dick bigger than Kanye's than his wife. Black men are saying that. Why are you
Are you
thinking
serious?
like that? Yes. Some of them sound like they gay, or they you know how when you gay you automatically get a list downloaded in your throat.
I'm glad I didn't hear that shit, because if I knew that shit was going on, I would be deterred, I would be disturbed, and I would be sitting here like, what the fuck? Because we talked about this on a previous live. A woman's body will capitulate. A woman's body will succumb back to whatever penis she's dealing with. So what if the motherfucker's bigger? If she stops
But
dealing
thing
with the
is,
motherfucker,
nobody knows that because nobody's seen these niggas'
yeah,
penis.
but so what? Even if that is the case,
Yeah,
so what? If she stops dealing with the motherfucker and she goes on her hiatus period, what happens to her womb? It's gonna tighten back the fuck up, and it's
right.
gonna now capitulate back to the level of the new person she's dealing with. Like, really, are we going by penis size here? Because if we're going by penis size, that's the little head. That's irrelevant bullshit.
Right, and that's what this. I swear, a few of them sound like they were homosexuals. The rest of the sound they was feminine. And
Wow,
several black men are saying it's like, yeah, he just mad because one.
wow.
Rumor has it, Kanye is big, but he ain't big like Pete Davidson. Like you a man saying this,
That's disturbing to me. I expect Charlemagne the God to say that, because
and
Charlemagne the God
he's
to me is
and he
questionable.
shouldn't be saying that shit.
He's questionable on so many fucking levels.
He should be saying that shit, man. Some
Because I've
niggas
heard Charlemagne the God come out of his mouth and say if he was a female, he would let Drake or whoever smash. Like, who the fuck says that?
who says that.
That's
So
disturbing to me.
somebody that's on that cusp. But thing about it is, it's like this. A nigga like Charlemagne shouldn't be saying that either. And me personally, when you say shit like that, I start like I stopped listening to all T-Pain music and lost all respect for him when he said I seen the Ray J and Kim Kardashian video and Ray J got a big ass dick. And when he said that, I said, you ain't know he said that?
No.
You can Google it. You
Yeah,
can Google it.
the reason why I'm feeling some type of way, I was just listening to some T-Pain the other day.
Yeah, he said that
Oh
shit,
no,
man.
I'm done with T-Pain now.
You first Google it to make sure that I'm right.
Oh, I'm done with T-Pain. I'm done
Yeah,
with T. No, I don't even
yeah,
need to Google it. When you say something, I hold that bitch at face value. Oh, I'm done with T-Pain.
he said that shit. His
No, no,
goofy
hell no.
ass. T-Pain, goofy as hell, talking about. He said that shit, man. And that took me back to that. Them doing that took me back to that. That there's some black men, they hate success so much. They'll look for any downfall and try to stretch that out and make it as long lasting as possible. There's still niggas posting pictures of Kanye West with a MAGA hat on. That shit happened 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
4 years ago, he wore a MAGA hat.
Wow.
Niggas still rocking those pictures today to talk about Kanye West. Anything that they could use when you on success, niggas would use. Now, niggas back in the day, niggas would be like, Jay-Z paying for pussy because he ugly. First of all, what's ugly depends on the women, not what you think. And a lot of
Mm-hmm.
niggas saying that because they had what? White status of what white people say. They said he was ugly because he had a larger nose and larger lips. But guess
Yeah.
what? Some women, most women, like men with big noses because it's masculinity. They don't know why they like big noses, but they like men with big noses because the testosterone that's in the man. And most
Yeah.
women like niggas with full lips because they like kissing niggas like that. So
Yeah,
what
but
you
let the woman say that shit.
so what you think is ugly ain't ugly to all women because I know niggas from New York. They said Jay-Z always had women.
Yeah, but that
Before he was famous, they said Jay-Z always had the best women.
you know what happened to Un Rivera? Did I tell you the story about Un Rivera?
No,
Why Jay-Z stabbed him?
I don't know.
It was
Some
over
people say so,
it was over Charlie Baltimore.
yeah, some people say it's over Charlie Baltimore. Some people
And
say
you
it
want to know
was
why it
over.
was over Charlie Baltimore? It wasn't because of the situation that Jay was just plugging. I'm sure he was plugging. I don't know put nothing past Jay. We ain't gonna sit here and act like Jay wasn't plugging.
Right.
It was because Charlie Baltimore was Biggie's chick, and it goes back to your principle of you don't fuck with the homie's chick. And Un Rivera got out of pocket in that situation, and he basically pulled up on Charlie Baltimore recklessly. So Jay had to his ass.
Yeah, but the thing about that is Charlie Baltimore wasn't never Biggie's girl. Biggie's girl was Faith Evans.
Yeah,
Charlie Baltimore was somebody he was fucking.
side piece.
That's different. I'm not fucking your girl, your
Mm-hmm.
wife.
Yep.
Somebody who looked me in your eye and said, "Man,
Yep.
I, listen, I got a situation where she off limits. I ain't fucking
Mm-hmm.
with that." A side piece, I'll crack. A side piece that you fucked up about, and then you in denial, but you really love that bitch. I won't
Mm-hmm.
crack. I won't crack because you can tell.
But I think that's what the relationship was with Biggie, because I think she was mistress level. That's what I
Yeah,
think the shit was.
but I don't think if Jay-Z did fuck it, I don't think he was wrong for fucking her. He would be
Nah,
wrong.
he wasn't wrong
He'll
because
be
by
wrong for
then Biggie was already long gone. I mean, what you gonna tell somebody? Put they pussy on ice? What
right,
this ain't Captain America. You can't
right,
just put them in ice age.
right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's crazy right there. But yeah,
Mhm.
um, yeah, that's happening, man. That's happening. If you look at some of these videos, because since I'm covering Kanye now, all type of videos about Kanye come in my queue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And some be like, I'll click on him because he's a brother. I want to see what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And niggas was talking about who's stressing Kim Kardashian open more.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why. So and it's happening already. She just barely left Kanye West, and now she loses all the validation she had as a woman. Because now she done get, now she's back to just a woman who's looking for a big dick.
So what does that tell you? That goes back to what Tupac was talking about, right? Tupac said you can't turn a whore into a housewife.
Right.
And see, when Tupac said that, and he said it profoundly at the time, people didn't pay attention to what he was talking about. If you notice, Tupac, the woman he wanted to wife up was Quincy Jones's daughter. Why? Because she had her shit together. He wasn't trying to wife up no damn Jada Pinkett. He already knew who the fuck Jada Pinkett was. He wasn't trying to wife up no damn Madonna and all these other motherfuckers he was running through. He already knew how these motherfuckers were. But Quincy Jones's daughter, she had her shit together.
And that's a problem that Jada Pinkett going through now is that she always loved Pac in a way he didn't love her.
But
And
she always loved artists. She always loved that thuggery. That's why she fucked with August Alsina. Because in a way, August Alsina is not because she give a fuck about August Alsina. There's something about August Alsina that made her think of Pac. Let's be honest here, man.
if you the type of nigga who she can't tell what to do, then she gonna want you. The reason
Exactly.
why she do all this shit on Will Smith is because he's not making her submit.
Yep.
He's coming with this new age. A woman as powerful as me, and she can do whatever. Like, yeah, man, you keep saying that shit, and she gonna do whatever she want, and she gonna do more. And she
Exactly.
gonna call you on the red table and talk about how she sucked other niggas' dicks in front of you, in front of the whole world. And you gotta
And
sit
have
there,
you fucking cry.
you gotta sit there and look crazy because you sat here and said she just like me. She's not just like you. Because most men who's doing that is not going to take their woman on a show and say that. Because even though they're doing it,
Exactly.
they're not going to embarrass her unless she don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Niggas don't take their women on shows and be like, yeah, man, so just let you know, yeah, shit, I've been fucking everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? Red Table Talk, I'm just letting you know it's from the Red Table Talk, man. I'm the fuck your mama, your sister. And niggas don't be doing that, man. Like,
Yeah.
if women, when they get that power, they would do that. They want to let everybody know, like, look how much power I got over this nigga. This Will Smith. And I got him fucked up like this. And that's why she cried. She taking out her pain that Pac ain't here on Will Smith. He should have been left her a long time ago.
Long time ago.
He Will Smith. He could really leave her and get whatever the fuck he
Yeah,
wants.
he could leave her and lap her over a million times over.
Because she just getting older. And Will Smith been the same age for like the last 10 years.
And ever since she fucked with her face, she's never been able to bring it back.
She should have never did that. She been looking.
She should never done that shit. That's
She
just like
only
Vivica Fox. Vivica Fox should never fuck with her face. Some women you should never fuck with your face.
She only looked right in still pictures with the professional cameras on. Whenever she's doing her podcast and she's moving and she's talking, she don't look right. That's why she can't get no roles. She fucked her own stuff up.
Yep.
Because she don't look right moving.
Yep. That's true.
She goofy as hell for that, man.
Yeah.
Because she's a pretty woman.
And at best, she was what? C-list? B minus?
B.
And I'm talking about a list celebrity. You know they say A-list. She was what, a C minus?
She had become A-list till she married Will.
Exactly.
And she's only A-list because she's with Will. Once she leaves Will, she won't be A-list no more.
No.
It's kind of like that's what people are. Everybody acting like Kanye West taking an L with this. Kanye West still A-list.
Yes.
Kim Kardashian got to hold on. That's why she's trying to make her kids. She's trying to merchandise her kids right now so they can keep her A-list. That's what niggas understand. And Kanye is like, no, you're not gonna have my daughter on TikTok.
Man, I'm gonna tell you right now. If Kanye's smart, Kanye, if you're listening, if he's smart, all Kanye got to do is find a way to make this Chaney Jones relationship ride through a little longer than he need to, because he could funnel her through her being the next evolution. I didn't see it with Julia Fox, but I see the potential with Chaney Jones. Chaney Jones can make
Julia Fox already got her own thing going, so she can't just stop and just be Kanye's model. All Kim Kardashian was Kanye's model.
That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I'm not talking about stopping to be the model. I'm not talking about stopping to be the model. I'm talking about
Jones can be. She could be his model.
Yeah, I'm talking about if she could stay the course with him through that relationship and ride through that shit, through this whole Kim shit, motherfuckers gonna eventually, because let me tell you something. The way the hierarchy of the world works is, and women, you can hate this all you want, the way the hierarchy of the world works is men over women. And as long as he could ride that storm with Chaney Jones, people are gonna forget Kim Kardashian.
Yep.
Because Chaney Jones is dangerous. She's starting to make motherfuckers forget.
And she's naturally pretty. She ain't had no.
Yes. She's starting to make motherfuckers forget.
She ain't had no dumb on her face.
If you ride that storm right, he's gonna be all right. He gonna be all right.
The hatred niggas is doing with Kanye is what keep Kanye at the top. Because he already got millions of people who love him that's gonna ride with him regardless.
Yep.
Pac had that because
you know what she has that. You know what she has that Kim don't have, Ross. And I didn't mean to cut you off. Kim got successful off of sex tape. Chaney is a counselor. Yeah, she's a mental health professional. This is a whole different ball game.
Yeah,
she got an actual career.
And off that, you could tell she's naturally thick because look at her thighs.
Yep.
Kim got little ass thighs and her ass is ridiculous. Yep. It don't look right. If she get caught in the wrong angle, it looks crazy. Yep. It's one thing. Natural beauty always gonna surpass. I made a video, man, to show you the difference of what Kim Kardashian looked like when she was fucking with Ray J and what she looked like now. She's not even the same person.
Nope.
And that's why I did that because people are like, Kanye getting these women that's trying to look like. She looks how God created her.
Yep.
She don't look shit like Kim Kardashian because Kim Kardashian don't look like Kim Kardashian, man. Kim Kardashian, listen to what I'm saying. Kim Kardashian don't even look like Kim Kardashian.
Yep.
So how can somebody try to look like her? But she don't even look like who she's supposed to look like.
Exactly.
So much work done. The
Yep.
Kim Kardashian that Ray J was fucking, and not the Kim Kardashian that Kanye was fucking.
Exactly.
She changed her whole face.
Yep.
So it's like it's crazy to see black people so enthralled with shit. Like Kanye just trying to get a new Kim. Like Kim ain't a new Kim.
Exactly.
Like, come on, man. This
Yeah.
is it's at the point where if you're not a Kanye West fan or just somebody that's apathetic to everything, it's like you got to be a Kanye West hater.
Yeah.
There's no in between. There's no. It's like you have to hate everything he does. Critique something. You hate everything somebody does. You just a hater.
And you got to understand, age don't work well on the woman's side because last time I checked, Kim is even older than me. I think she's
Yeah.
41, and Cheney is 24. So just look at the upside. Look
Trust
at
me.
the fucking upside here.
Trust me. Kim Kardashian went. She went to a weirdo. Kanye West went to a bitch that niggas hate. Niggas talk about she ain't no Kim. Well, my nigga, your baby mama ain't no Kim neither.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Your mom, ain't nobody ain't nobody in your family no Kim. And
Yep.
Shady Jones was better than everybody you fuck with.
Yep.
I always bring shit back to people personally because how they feel is personal. If you're saying Kanye fell off because he was Shady, show me all your bitches. And let's line them up. I'm quite sure she looked better than the majority of the bitches you fucking.
Exactly.
So that means you're not qualified to say that.
And Kanye knows what he's doing. Kanye knows what he's doing. Kanye constantly got Cheney. Kanye constantly got Cheney dressing very provocatively. This is to constantly take the dig at Kim, man, because Kim loved to be provocative. You gotta understand. Everybody don't understand how
women hate women hate when they're replaced by a younger, but they hate when they're replaced by a younger woman. That's bad. They hate that.
Yep.
So you went and you got a nigga that's
what people don't realize, and that's why you see a lot of women want to get. That's why you see a lot of women do that. And as a man, you don't have to feel bad that that's happening to you. But that's why a lot of women do that when they.
I ain't like this right now.
Exactly. That's why they feel bad when a lot of men feel bad when women do it. You don't have to feel bad when women are in their 30s and I gotta get out because I still got time. No, they know they time about to end. You as a man, if you take care of yourself, you build up your finances, you build up your wealth, you build up everything, you aging backwards.
My uncle just told me that. All my uncles
aging backwards.
And my grandfather's repast, they all told me one by one, I'm proud of you. They're like, your life is beginning.
Yep.
They said, you're about to be retired before you're 40 years old.
Yep.
None of us in our family could say that.
Yep.
They're like, your life is beginning, man.
Yep. And I told you that.
And these grown ass men who I looked up to all my life that told me that I got it, that you got it for the generation, and like, we're proud of you. You did it.
Get it out.
We're proud of you. Did it. It's like you said you was gonna do this. You was gonna see the world.
Yep.
And you did it.
Yep.
You lived out your dream.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So men could get exponentially better as we get older.
Yep.
And women, they probably could get better as they get older career wise, but they can't get better socially because they're getting older.
Yep.
And their career wise takes them out of the natural element of being a home provider.
Yep.
So men don't want them. No man wants a bitch that's a CEO that's only home 3 hours a day.
Yep.
Why I need you for? I give me a young bride, build her up. She can take care of the crib. And then, you know what I'm saying? Then we get her business. She can run her business, whatever. You know, that's fine. As long as she here, time to eat dinner and keep this house clean, she do whatever the fuck she want to do.
I'm going to tell you her stats right now. This is what I'm trying to tell you. I already see what Kanye doing here. 5 facts about me. She says she's European, French, German, West African, Nigerian, and Guyanan. Number 2, she's a COO of First State Behavioral Health, meaning she's bossed up. And she said website is in the bio. Make sure you click. She said, I currently am getting my master's in counseling. She maintains a 4.0 GPA. So this don't sound like sex tape to me. Number 4, no, I have not. I have never had, and then you know this is a dig. I have never had surgery on my face. I was born like this. Number 4, I am 24 years old. I am a Virgo. I am born on August 28th, and I am from Dover, Delaware.
Mm-hmm.
So she wants you to know she's from humble beginnings. Basically, everything is a reverse. It's an opposite. And you know what Kanye is telling her? Every time you out in public, dress provocative, because he knows who that's gonna. He knows who that the dig is going to when he tells her to do that. He knows
And
who's the attention seeking motherfucker that's gonna be feeling some type of way every time she dresses provocative. He knows.
and, and it's for business.
Yep.
It's for business. He has a relationship and he has a built-in model to model his shit.
Exactly.
And wouldn't you want to have someone who people desire to model your shit?
Mm-hmm.
Of course you would. You know what I'm saying? Of course you would. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? And then people like how come he ain't stay with the black girl he dated at the camp? I'm like, how can he stay with a black girl if she openly said I worship Kim and I look up to Kim?
Yep.
She fucked her own self up saying that, man. How you gonna say you openly worship and you look up to my wife and you're a black woman? How can I respect you?
Exactly.
You're never supposed to look up to no white woman and worship them. You black, you the natural beauty. So she lost when she did that.
Yep.
I knew she lost when she said that. I said, man, what type of black bitch is this?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, bro, you know the gravity of the situation. I was sliding away from that. Here you are trying to leverage me and trying to leverage Kim at the same time. You so focused on my breakup, then you're not even focused on me. Talking
Exactly.
about, there's no beef with Kim. I worship Kim. Like this, you worship him so bad, get the fuck on. You know what I mean? He was with her for like 3 weeks and he got on because, bro, she fucked herself up.
You
And
know what's
none of
gonna happen? She's gonna. I'm telling you what's gonna happen. I already could see the plot. She's gonna have a mental breakdown. Kim's gonna have a mental breakdown because the Pete shit ain't working. When she realized the Pete shit don't hold water and Kanye's completely moved the fuck on with any and every little thing, she's gonna have the mental breakdown. She's gonna say, "Oh, I wish I was still married and I miss Kanye." I'm telling you, the shit is coming
mm-hmm.
because right now she's giving you the roller coaster. Right now she's giving you the yeah, I'm over it. I'm fine to give herself some false sense of security in her mind. She's not over the shit.
No, she definitely not over it. She definitely not over it with a nigga like Pete.
Nope.
Definitely.
Nope.
Because you can't be at the height of the heights and then take a downgrade like that.
Nope.
But a man like that, he has to be a wholesome man
Yep.
that even though he don't have the shit that other man had, but a respected man.
Yep.
He's not.
Not paint his fucking hair and
He wasn't respected.
walking around with Kid Cudi and not none of that shit.
He wasn't respected before Kanye went on him. He definitely not respected now.
Exactly.
Because should have at least been the best comedy actor at SNL. He's he's on the bottom tier.
Yep.
So, and she's all about status.
Yep.
She's about status first over anything. So she's definitely not happy because she wasn't raised to be happy.
Exactly.
And she's not at the top status. There's a reason why
exactly.
She would be at Humphreys if she just wanted a solid guy. She used to be with Reggie Bush.
Yep.
Yeah, she was about getting to the higher status. She got to the highest of the heights with Kanye. Yep. She ain't gonna be happy with no nigga like Pete Davidson.
Yep.
She would have to give it an up and coming nigga that got status, like a nigga that's from Snowfall.
Yep.
For her to be solid.
Yep.
For her to be solid.
Or land on Drake. Or land with Drake. Drake is one of those iffy motherfuckers that could go either way. Land with him.
Right. Other than that, but right now she ain't fucking happy, man. She ain't happy. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy how black people they won't worry about her happiness than their own brothers.
Exactly.
End of the day, whether you hate that nigga or not, you gotta stick together with your own people, bro.
Exactly.
All of a sudden, yeah, you know this because you keep up with shit. What was black women saying about Kim Kardashian in 2018? What were they saying about the Kardashian family? They misappropriating.
Misappropriate.
They stealing our men. They stealing our cultures.
Yep.
They got fake butts. We got real asses.
They don't have real asses. They trying to look like us.
And now what are black women doing? Y'all trying to look like the Kardashians.
They trying to look like the Kardashians.
Y'all
to the point to where now we don't even recognize these motherfuckers.
Y'all getting fake asses. Y'all getting fake lips.
And when you already have all of that.
You already had that shit. All
So
you
now
gotta do
you
is
looking
eat
like
right and it'll
fucking,
work
you got
out.
diaper fucking booties, and you looking like robots, man.
Any woman, any black woman who go get a BBL, I don't respect, man. I feel like
Hmm.
I think they're lazy
Yeah,
because you have the genetics. All you gotta do is eat and work out, and your
that's
ass
it.
will come. White women giving themselves asses
And I'm
every
glad
day.
you mentioned lazy. Women in general, and you've noticed this with black women, they are lazy with relationships. They're lazy
Once they get comfortable, they don't give a fuck.
because it's like I told you with the whole DeVale situation. When this guy was sitting here talking, and he was sitting here saying, so hold up, you knew you was in a monogamous relationship, and part of monogamy is you have to have the responsibility to capitulate and give sex on the regular. She said, well, after I had so many kids and after I went through so many things, for me to know, it's like she was repulsed with the idea of the fact that she had to continuously give her body up to her man. Like that was
Think about it.
basically her
It shouldn't
doing
be.
him a fucking favor. Are you
It
fucking
shouldn't.
kidding me?
It shouldn't be a chore. Number one, you should want to do it. You should want to have sex.
Exactly.
And if you that type of person where you feel like you've done so much in a relationship, you don't gotta do nothing else. You don't gotta sacrifice nothing. You shouldn't be with nobody. That's an issue.
It's a
And,
fucking chore.
and when you with an alpha, and yo, you got the mindset like that. That's the reason why you getting passed over. It's not because niggas don't want black women, because alpha males don't argue with women. You're
Yep.
gonna capitulate. You're gonna acquiesce to what I want, or you're gonna get left behind.
Mm-hmm.
Point blank, period. Because you my woman, I need you to support me and to make my life easier. And by you making my life easier, I'm making your life to where you don't have to do anything but just do what I need you to do. That's a
Yeah,
fair
the way
trade.
that she said what she said, and she's like, that was the 26, 27-year-old version of me. I'm 36, 37 now. And if I knew that this is what I would have to do, then I would have just up. Now these motherfuckers are 3 kids in, 4 kids. As a matter of fact, I think she's pregnant now. 4 kids in. If I thought that I had to do this, I would have reevaluated everything. This is what I would have done. I would have got the fuck up and say less and walk the fuck out
Straight up.
and leave you with the rest of your 2 hours of the podcast that we have, because there's a 3-hour podcast. We 1 hour in, and leave you with trying to figure out with your nose in the air, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer face, mad as fuck, trying to figure out how you gonna say the rest of the fuck you want to say.
Exactly. Because I don't even know what the fuck you talking about. But I would have, ain't no way in hell I'm standing. Listen, you're basically saying I'm not worth you doing your wifely duties.
Yeah,
That's the thing. Niggas
that's
look at me.
basically what she's telling him. He's
Yeah,
he's not deserving
I'm
of
not
her
worth it.
body.
And
She's
that's it.
saying that in a non-direct way,
Right.
but she's saying that because if it's really a guy that she wants, you think she would talk that way?
No.
No. Let's be honest here, man.
That's why people be like,
And
man,
and basically, if she's talking to him that way, because let me tell you what happened to them. They're a family that they gain notoriety through YouTube, and they supposedly are counseling other couples or whatever. And I think what happened is the fame has gotten to a point where it's gotten so big or whatever, right? And they got money, and she probably fucking somebody on the side. She got somebody on the side, and if she has enough nerve to say that, that means exit strategy is ready and signed, sealed, and delivered. It was just a matter of her saying that because now she's at such a comfortable level to where she could say that on a syndicated show.
mm-hmm.
That means she already got an exit plan ready. And a lot of times these women, when they have these exit plans ready to go, they get bold like that when they know that it's a guy that they can say that shit to.
Right.
That's operative word, not a guy that they can't try like that, but a guy that they can say that shit to, they will do that. That's just like Sierra. When Sierra knew damn well Future was going to be at this shindig and she got Russell Wilson to go over there, she basically was telling Russell, oh no, Future's not going to be there. Even though his name is on there, he's not going to be there. It's just going to be Drake. And then when he shows up, Future is right there mentioning her name over the announcement, and Russell Wilson grabs her hand and takes her and brings her right back to the limo, and they drive off. Are you fucking kidding me, man?
And that's what he fucked. That's what he fucked. That's what she wanted to be. He should have left
Woo!
it.
But they said she was over Future though.
No, no, no. She's not. Thing about it is, those type of women never get over the alpha who said, "All right, whatever, do what you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
do." But this is the thing right here. But Russell Wilson, he could have been an alpha in that situation as well
Mm-hmm.
by saying, "You know what? You obviously wanted to be here,
Yep.
so be here,"
Yep.
and just left her there,
Yep.
and then play the game. You go home. If she don't come right home, right behind you,
Yep.
it's over with.
That's it. Have her shit packed, ready to go.
Don't snatch her out of there. Make her
Mm.
decide if she gonna stay there or not.
Yeah.
You leave. Let her know. Oh, you wanted to be here. You wanted this.
Yeah. And since you got cameras and paparazzi, what better way to embarrass somebody than to just deuce, walk
Right.
off?
Right. Be like, you know what? I see. This is what you
Now,
want.
if you leave her there, it looks even worse because now she's there with the guy that's yelling her name. So now it's gonna look like she wanted to stay. Everything is all metrics. It's gonna look like she wanted to stay, even worse.
Right. And if she don't bring her ass home in a timely manner, then you know, like, bro, you know what? We had a hell of a ride.
Yeah. And
We had
see,
a hell of
men
a
need to
ride.
understand that nobody belongs to you. Nobody is your property. You don't
Right.
own no fucking body. You don't force nobody to do shit. Motherfucker want to leave, you tell them there's the door, go.
Go ahead.
And be done with it.
Go
That
ahead.
saves you drama, that saves you headache, that saves you stress, and you move on with your fucking life.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, even if she is over him and she wanted to give him just a taste of his own medicine, the fact that she's using you as a prop, there's no respect there.
Exactly.
If you just so happen to be at a place he's at, that's fine.
Yeah.
But if she's going places where he's at just to show off that she's happy with you,
Yeah.
and there's a conversation I gotta have. Like, yo, listen, are you over this man or not? If you're over him, stop playing games with him. Cause if shit get out of hand, I gotta deal with it,
Yeah.
not you. So don't use me in your fuck games playing with other niggas.
Mm-hmm.
Cause what happens if he get upset because you rubbing in his face that he just haul off and smack you in your shit? Then
Yep.
I gotta get down, and I'm an NFL quarterback.
Yep.
They looking for any reason to take my job.
Yep.
Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? That's just the thing right there, man. And a lot of shit is a lot more difficult than people want to make it seem, but they downsize and they simplify shit when it's convenient. If it's somebody they like, they break everything down. You say something about Cardi B, niggas stop the presses, stop, hold up. Now they have understanding, compassion. They have reasoning, right?
Yep.
But when it comes to niggas who they don't like, especially black men, there's no reason. If the TV said they raped somebody, oh, he's a rapist, 300 videos. There's no, it's an allegation at this point. There's no proof of nothing. Errol Spence had a car accident. Errol Spence was drunk driving. There was so many videos up about Errol Spence. If I didn't have any integrity, if HeKnows the sports didn't have any integrity, then our channels would have been past this mark already. Just with
Oh,
that.
we'd be blowing up. But and
Just,
even I reported the fucking channel that showed Earl Smith was drunk. I put their ass and I don't care. And I've said it publicly.
yeah.
I've made them suspended on YouTube. Because that was repulsive to see that you supposed to be Earl Spence's friend, and you videotaping him in a precarious situation so you can get views, and saying that look at him drunk, look at him getting ass shaking in his face or whatever. Normal things that a man is supposed to do, but you supposed to be cool with him. I reported the fuck out of that shit, man. I'm like, fuck y'all, man. Y'all not gonna do my homie like that. Fuck that shit.
And that goes to show you, and niggas like, man, he a boxer, he not supposed to be getting drunk. And that just like I was defending Errol Spence, I'm defending Kanye West. It's just it's the audacity of people who are not human.
Mm-hmm.
That's the people who are human to expect someone who's famous to not be human and do everything right. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, they pulled that fucking video down, and them motherfuckers got in trouble. That shit was wrong. Wrong is wrong, man. And then you sitting there dapping him up and titling the video, Earl, my boy. Look at my boy. Look at him getting fucking drunk and wasted. Are you fucking kidding me?
Right.
This is what I'm trying to tell you.
If he wanted to be on camera, man, then he would. Then it'll be his own cameraman.
Yeah.
Doing that shit. You guys are sneaking doing that shit because now that everybody have every cameras out, so he can't tell niggas to put their cameras away. Well, at least he didn't think he can. He really can if he got security, but he trusts these people. They're putting this shit on YouTube.
And I'm glad Earl cleaned his act up, and now you don't really see him moving the way he moved before. I'm glad he cleaned his act up because I think it got to a point where he was just being a little too free in Texas. Like, I'm the local celebrity, it's my town.
Little he
Don't
know.
mess with me. No, you gotta know
Texas
when you get to a
full,
certain position,
Texas
even
is
if
full
it's your
of
local
jealous
town,
niggas.
people gonna try to fuck with you.
Yeah. That's one thing I realized by meeting black niggas from Texas like that. You got some solid niggas, but a lot of them are some jealous ass niggas, man. And this own people was selling him out. There was a lot of platforms who got big during that time, but Errol Spence got injured in that car accident by reporting shit that they had no. It was channels that reported Errol Spence was dead.
Yep.
They would have never did that if Errol Spence was a white boxer.
Mm-hmm.
They would have never done none of that shit. And that's the problem I have. It's not across the board. That's the problem I got.
Yeah, and that's what people don't understand. And the biggest thing, bruh, is that's why you got to hold people accountable. This is the shit that I always tell people. Hold people accountable. Accountability is not just you saying something because you think it's the right thing to say in the moment. Accountability is testing people out and making sure that people are who the fuck they say they are. If you say that you are cool with somebody, you say that you are in cahoots with that person, you say that that's your boy, then act as such, man. Your behaviors, your actions, your body language, everything that you do that corresponds with that has to match. And if it doesn't match, then Houston, we have a fucking problem. No pun intended. We have a fucking problem.
Right.
And I said that shit, man. I dropped that video. I said, yeah, I reported that shit. Took that shit down. Next thing you know, YouTube said, is this derogatory? Fuck yeah, it's derogatory. And I explained. I put the thing what people don't understand with me is I know how to explain myself and fuck a motherfucker up real good. I did that shit. I told Ross I did that shit. And I felt good doing that. Because let me tell you why. I don't like to see a black man be mistreated, even in a leisure situation. That's why I laugh when people try to question me or question, me and try to say, I'm not for my own or whatever. Please, fuck out of here with that shit.
Right.
Because now you're violating a person's, you're violating their constitutional right. It's constitutional right to have fun the fucking way he's having fun. So what if he's Earl Spence?
Right. Well, people, like I said, when you famous and you're successful, let's say you're handsome, or let's say you're beautiful, let's say you got so many things going for you, people, instead of aspiring to be like you, they take their inner insecurities out on you.
Mm-hmm.
Out on you. The reason why people like Bud and they don't like Errol Spence is because Errol Spence is more confident than Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford walk around with his head down and be whispering and shit. That's why Errol Spence, you walk around like man, I got this shit, man. If Floyd retired, I'm the next man up. I know I'm the next man up. Bud walking around, you know what I mean? Like, he don't act like he's an undisputed fighter. But act like he's still trying to prove himself. Like he act like he's still trying to get validation from white folks.
Mm-hmm.
That's why black people like him, because they can relate to black men walking around with their head down, just want white folks to like him. And Errol Spence ain't never came in this bitch wanting the white people to like him. He just himself. And don't say what he want to say, do what he want to do. But at the end of the day, this has been a great convo, bro.
Hey, it has been, man. I was getting ready to close us out, but because I know you dap it up, man. You know when you dap it up, I'm gonna have to start calling you Dapper Dan, dog.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Anybody know who Dapper Dan is? You know the fuck I'm talking about. Maybe that's a these youngins don't know who Dapper Dan is, so maybe we got to school them real quick.
Hey, that's better for us. As long as they keep dressing like weirdos, we can just keep
Hmm.
dressing dapper and get all
Yep,
the women.
yep, exactly.
They want
Well,
to, me
man,
personally, they want to dress like weirdos and wear dresses.
if,
That's fine, man.
if they want to look like Kid Cudi, go ahead.
That's fine, man.
If they
I'll
want to
take
look
all
like
the
Young
women.
Thug, go ahead. They want to look
I'll,
like
t-
Lil Uzi Vert, go ahead.
I'll take all the women.
If they want to look like Russell Westbrook, go ahead.
Right. Straight up. Straight up.
So, anyways, man, make sure y'all donate to Tom Ross TV's platform, Tom Ross TV Raw, Tom Ross TV. Hit the subscription button. Make sure you guys go to the man's channel. The man has a great multifaceted channel. You guys already know over here, the shorts galore is going to be something extraordinary. You guys are going to be able to see my personal touch, personal personality in the shorts. And as we always say, donate to motivate. When you donate, you motivate. So if you want a specialized video, you want a video where we talk about a topic that you want to hear and you want to hear about, donate to motivate. And the bigger the donation, the better the topic will be talked about. It's
Mm-hmm.
really that simple. Y'all be easy. Y'all have a great Sunday. Make sure y'all take care of yourselves, stay safe, and y'all just basically keep yourselves copacetic. If you don't need to be out, don't fucking be out. And if you're going out, do what you got to do responsibly, man. That's all I got to say. Tom Ross TV has been real. This was a great live. We shut this motherfucker down as always. Y'all be easy. Peace.
Peace.